comes in the Chicagoland area, and I think deservedly so, both these teams are fighting for the cup and the championship.
These teams earned their way into this championship game with semifinal victories back on Thursday night. Let's take a look first of all at how New Trier got here. They were a winner over Glenbrook South, Bob Melton's team, winning their way back to the United Center. It started out like New Trier might blow out Glenbrook South early. Ben Talbot, Trevian's leading scorer, gets a goal to make it 1-0, but Glenbrook South came back and made it 1-1, and Troy, it stayed that way for a long time, and it didn't look like anybody was going to score because these two teams were knocking each other around.
Oh, this was a great semifinal game. It had everything. It had great goaltending. It had some huge hits. It had some, great scoring opportunities. Anything that you wanted in a semifinal game, you saw it there.
Jared Nees scored on a power play late in the game to make it 2-1, then Travis Heitzinger from center ice ices it for New Trier Green. They win their semifinal 3-1, so the Trevians come back to the United Center where they've had so much success in championship games over the year. The other semifinal, Fenwick taking on Glenbrook North. Andy Sun in goal for Fenwick, a sophomore who has been outstanding all year long, came up with some big saves early. Then Tony Flando gets the opening goal of the game to make it 1-0 Fenwick, and then Troy, just like in the other semifinal, after that it got physical, but that's where Fenwick probably won the game.
Fenwick is the much bigger team, and Glenbrook North really couldn't match it for a while. They wanted to use their speed, and by late in the third period, Glenbrook North's speed was wearing down the defense of the Fenwick Friars, and it was a very, very tight game all the way to the finish.
But yet, Glenbrook North was able to tie it up at 1-1, but Fenwick, well, it looked like Jaromir Jagr coming off the boards in the 90s. Stanley Cup Finals, Joe Bernari out in front. He puts it away for what turned out to be the only other goal there would be in that game. Fenwick wins it by a final score of 2-1. So that's how the two teams got here to the championship game. When we come back, we will drop the puck on the championship game in Blackhawk Cup 2005. Back with more from the United Center in a moment. Welcome back to the United Center, opening face-off of the 2005 Blackhawk Cup. Fenwick against New Trier Green, Jim Blaney along with Troy Murray. And Troy, these are two teams that are a little bit nicked up coming to this game. In fact, you're going to see some guys playing a little out of position. A long season starting to take its toll, so you're going to see a lot of guys getting a lot of ice time out there.
Yes, and especially Fenwick. Fenwick really depends on a couple players heavily. Watch their defenseman last game and the semifinals. Their defense out there all the time seemed to get worn down as the game went on, so let's keep an eye on that kind of a situation.
McBride throws it into the Fenwick end for New Trier, but the Friars able to take it right back out and send it ahead. Shakeen trying to battle his way through, gets by and shoots it just wide. Mark Ingram didn't have to make a stop, but he was staring at Corey Shakeen all by himself. Turnover by Fenwick at their own blue line. Brian Lake in behind the net. Lake looks out front, still has the puck, rolls one toward the net. Sunt makes the stop. Back to the point, Matt Young throws it in front. Lake tried to get the back of the blade on it and tip it in, but it went into the corner, and big Greg Luca takes his man out. Joe Fernari couldn't track down the puck, goes over the red line. He'll try to hold it in deep while the Friars go for a change. Travis Hetzinger came in for the hit, and now Matt Young off the glass and out. Michael Malmstrom, cross ice, waiting for the return pass. Nice shot, that didn't get through, goes into the corner. Fernari goes to track it down for Fenwick, didn't get much on the clearing attempt, and it's sent back into the corner by Nyes. Loose puck in the Fenwick end, picked up by Steve Addison. Had a little bit of trouble with it. A hit keeps it alive, and then it's sent in behind the Fenwick net. Fenwick will be very physical. They have absolutely huge defensemen along the blue line. Turnover again before the puck comes out. Shearer was able to chop it out to the neutral zone. Friars come forward. Powers throws one behind the net. Again, the Friars will change. So coming up with it for New Trier is Edwards. He'll send it down the ice, and this will be an icing call against New Trier Green.
One of the matchups you're going to watch tonight is New Trier is the home team. They're going to try and get Matt Young and Travis Hetzinger out against the #1 line of the Friars of Joe Fernari, Corey Shakeen, and Tony Flando. And that last change is going to make a big difference for Bob Melton because he wants to negate Fenwick's top line because they are a very, very skilled and offensive line. And if you can get the matchup that you want defensively against those guys, he's not too worried about the offensive matchup, but the defense against that top line is what he wants to see.
Friars won the draw on the New Trier end, but they couldn't hold it in. Now New Trier trying to get possession. And the Friars couldn't get it out past Matt Young. Second attempt is a charm. Young will have to hold it while the Trevians clear the zone. Big hit at the blue line, another turnover, and this is Greg Luca back in his own end for Fenwick. Luca throws it into the Trier green zone, and it will be an icing call against the Friars. Get a good look at Travis Hetzinger. He is playing with a dinged-up ankle. He will see a lot of time, and it's just the point of the season, Troy, where you just have to gut it out and put in as many minutes as you can. It's
his third game back from that ankle injury, and he was very tentative in his first couple shifts in the semifinals, but seemed to settle down a lot. Now he is going to be one of those guys that's going to be asked a lot for him. He's an all-state, all-star, and a big defenseman, very steady with a big booming shot.
Friars able to win the draw on their own end. They're having a hard time getting control of the puck. In the corner, Matt Abu-Talib behind the net. Has a little bit of room to work with. Couldn't clear it out of the zone. Kept in by Jonathan Britva. Teg Rajpal in the corner for New Trier Green. He's taken off the puck. Abu-Talib had it taken away from him. Wraparound attempt by Britva. Didn't go. Deep shot in the slot. That was knocked down before it got to Sunt. The Friars able to bring it out. Pezza throws it toward the goal, swept into the corner. Rajpal gets there first, took the hit to keep the puck alive, and now the Trevians move it out of their own zone. Hansen waits at his own blue line. Puck hit the official, and the Friars able to clear it back out to the neutral zone. Michael Malmstrom, one of the bigger players for New Trier Green, number 34, on the ice right now. Thrown back into the Fenwick end. Bernari back behind his own end to pick it up. Comes out in front of his own net. Dangerous play, but he got away with it. And we have a couple of guys tied up behind the net. The net came off the moorings, and we get a whistle.
I think New Trier wants to establish the fact that they're not going to get pushed around this afternoon. Fenwick considered the bigger team. Probably New Trier the faster team with some speed. You finish your checks on every guy, you never know what's going to happen. And that's a statement right there saying, hey, we're here this afternoon to play. You want to play it physical? We're going to match you. And I think we're in for a great contest here today.
Boy, it looks like a convention out there before a face-off as Bob Melton again uses the last change to his advantage, and what he does is he gets his number one offensive line on the ice against Fenwick's top line. McBride tied up the face-off but couldn't control. McBride just had the puck go out of his reach. Brian Lake will come back and pick it up. Now McBride at center ice. Lost the handle on it, sweeps it across the center line. Was rubbed out by two Friars. Now behind the net, swung around but not out. Sent out in front by Talbot, all alone, backhand. Lake couldn't put it away, and the Friars able to clear the zone. 10:15 remaining in the opening period, no score. And this will be an icing call against the Trevians, and Talbot is saying it hit my stick on the way down there. It shouldn't be an icing call. Get a good look at Corey Shakeen. Maybe the best player on the ice today, Troy.
Well, and he's just a freshman. 54 goals this year for the Fenwick Friars. He's a young kid with a ton of talent. Really made some eyes notice him in the USA developmental program, the under-15 program. He went there and was, I do believe, Jim, voted the top 15-year-old at the camp. Wouldn't be surprised to see him at some point join that USA development program.
A great program that USA Hockey developed a few years ago, and they put a lot of the best junior players together, and they live in Ann Arbor. They play together all the time. Many of those players have gone on to play in college. Some of them starting to pop up in the NHL now. Fake shot by Talbot, carries forward, put it out in front, quick shot, and a goal! New Trier Green scores first. It was a delayed goal. McBride had his shot originally, but the puck got between Sunt's leg and goes in. New Trier Green leads at 1-0.
So far, give the edge to speed. The New Trier Green Trevians, they've come out flying here in the first period. Really put some pressure on the defense of the Fenwick Friars. This shot by Mike McBride, his 10th goal of the season, just squeezes between the legs of Andy Sunt. Didn't really know where it was. Didn't hit the back of the net, but all it has to do, Jim, is cross the line, and that's exactly what it did.
We saw that in the semifinals in one of the first shots that Sunt saw, although in that game he was able to flag it down before it crossed the goal line.
Kind of an unfortunate bounce off Matt McLaughlin in front of the net. Puck rebounded right out in front of McBride, and he buried it.
Matt Young comes back to pick it up for New Trier. Turnover in their own end. They are unable to get it out. Luca holds it in, throws it toward the net. Trevians send it back up the middle, but not out. Fenwick trying to regroup. Shakeen fanned on it. carried it back into the New Trier end, and that'll be offside on Fenwick. 9:26 remaining in the opening period. New Trier Green leading Fenwick 1-0.
Hi, I'm Dale Townley of the Chicago Blackhawks. Hockey is a game of discipline. If you or someone you know are unsure where discipline ends and abuse begins, call the Child Help USA National Child Abuse Hotline. Free professional counseling is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 1-800-4-CHILD. That's 1-800-422-4453. Help the Blackhawks, the Amateur Hockey Association of Illinois, and Child Help USA make a save.
Spring training reports on Sports Night, presented by United, every night only on Comcast.
How long's it been?
About 5 minutes.
So you think we're gonna make it?
Do we ever make it?
Oh, here he comes. This is gonna hurt.
Now you can pause any movie you order and start it again whenever you're ready. On Demand is here. Pick a show, play it whenever. From Comcast Digital Cable.
At exactly 6:37, in a split second, we decided to watch this among thousands of different shows just waiting for us. No video store, no DVDs. We can even rewind it, because clearly I'm talking over the best part. My name is Ron, and I've discovered On Demand.
On Demand from Comcast Digital Cable. Just what you want, just when you want it, just not in a dish.
Trier leading Fenwick 1-0 after a goal by Mike McBride, who spent his time in the fall playing fullback for the Trevians football team. He has his hockey team on top 1-0.
There's a lot of double athletes playing on the ice surface here this afternoon. A lot of great athletes.
A lot of lacrosse players, as you might expect. Out in front, Addison. Perfect feed onto the stick to Shakeen, and Ingram came up with a save. Friars hold it in, another shot toward the net, and that goes wide. Brian Lake gets there first, got absolutely pasted along the boards, but did move it out to the neutral zone. Friars look like they're planning on picking up the physical play, but Hetzinger with a big hit at the blue line for New Trier Green. Sometimes, though, Troy, at this level of hockey, guys get so intent on knocking somebody into next week, they forget about the puck. You have to be careful. Out to the neutral zone. Matt Young has to wait for the rest of his Trevian teammates to get back on side. Now he flips it into the far corner. Britpa got there first. Rolls it around to the near corner. Young waiting for it at the point. Now flips it toward the net. That goes wide. And a little bit of time now for Fenwick to move it out of their own zone. Dan Niaz throws it on net. Just misses wide. Hetzinger puts on a hit behind the net. Friars come up, the feet out in front. Ingram had no idea where the puck was. Took a funny bounce. Rajpal throws it out to the neutral zone. He just missed Hansen on a long pass. Friars in possession again. Flando had it knocked away as he came over the blue line. Now it's loose in the corner. Penalty coming up, and it's going to come up against New Trier.
Tony Flando is going to get a penalty. He leveled Alex Hansen along the boards, but it was a little bit late. It's going to be an interference call, so New Trier has an opportunity here halfway through the first period here to go up 2-0 here against Fenwick. That's Shakeen leveling Hetzinger, but Hetzinger came right back in front of the bench. A little bit of payback. Heads up. That's against Mike Guys. Took the hit to make the play, get the puck in deep.
So the Trevians will go to the power play. Now, one of the things that the Trevians do in their power play is, well, essentially, Troy, what they do is they can put 5 forwards out there, because one of their defensemen, Kyle Brown, is actually a forward, and he plays the power play. So they have a lot of offensive firepower out there on the power play. So Flando in the box for 2 minutes. Trevians with the first power play of the game. Kyle Brown throws it back to the point. Now Brown's shot, and that goes in. Another goal. Delayed call, because it looks like once again Sun got a piece of it, and the Trevians lead it 2-0.
This is a tough break for Andy Sun. New Trier set the play up real well. Moved it from the top. They went into an umbrella. Down to the right-hand side, back to the point. To a one-timer. that went off the post, off the back of the pad of Andy Sun, and again, doesn't hit the back of the net, but crosses the line. So capitalizing early here on the power play puts New Trier ahead 2-0 and really puts a stranglehold on what Dave Cromer wants to do. He's going to have to double shift even more his top players to try and get back in this game.
Great start for the Trevians and for Mike McBride. He has both goals in the game so far in a little bit less than half of the first period.
Very impressive the way that New Trier went into the zone, took their time, set it up, drew Fenwick out, got the one-timer that they wanted to the right-hand side of the goal, fired it off the post, off the back of Andy Sun's leg, and in the net.
Here come the Trevians again. Knees with a shot. He got a rocket off from the far hash marks. Sunt makes the stop there, and he'll cover up.
Well, this is a point right now where Fenwick has to make a statement. Dave Cromer behind the bench has to make some decisions here. They can't get down any further. Andy Sunt comes up with a big save. He's got to get his confidence back. Probably a little bit shaken here early.
Because he has gotten a piece of both of the first two goals, and I think for a while here, what you're going to see is what you saw there. Brown letting it fly from just inside the blue line, and Sunt, he'll just grab onto it and hang onto it.
One of the things that Bob Melton wanted his team to do is get that traffic in front of the net, get the puck there, and that's what both teams want to do. Fenwick has a big, solid defensive core back there, but you got to use their speed, quickness inside, in deep in front of the goaltender, and they seem to really be doing that well so far.
Knees able to keep it in for New Trier. Matt McLaughlin goes back to get it. He was taken into the boards by Nick Edwards. And right now, New Trier Green, in spite of the fact that they are the smaller of the two teams, they have physically taken it to Fenwick, and that's why they're leading. Malmstrom out in front, rolls toward the goal, and Sunt again, he'll be more than happy just to take a face-off.
A lot of pressure inside Fenwick zone. Their defense, which is big, Jim, if there is one knock probably against them, the smaller forwards, it's tough for them to get their feet moving and catch up to these guys coming out of the corner. If New Trier moves the puck quick, uses their speed and their puck movement to their advantage, they can create some good scoring opportunities, which they have done.
Steve Addison in to take the draw against Britva. Deep slot, Hetzinger, he puts it toward the net. That was knocked down. It didn't get to Sunt. Hetzinger decides just to throw it in deep. Britva comes out of the corner with it, decides to leave it back in the corner for Rajpal. Back to the point. Hetzinger takes a look, slides it over. No one-timer from the top of the crease. Instead, slid across the top of the goal to Colin Harper. Harper has the top of the ring, has some room, throws it toward the net. Sunt makes the save. That one goes to the corner. Along the boards again, Britva got control. Look out here. Shakeen has a break. Shakeen in by himself. Shoots it over the top of the net. A big bullet dodge there by New Trier. Up on the right wing, Hutchins just trying to take it in deep. Buy some time for his forwards to catch up. Loose puck. Pulled out of there by number 10, Colin Harper. Rolls it out in front of the net. Nobody there. The Friars are just going to send this thing the length of the ice, and they will take a face-off as they just try and slow this game down, Troy.
Well, the 54 goal scorer, Corey Shakeen, had a great opportunity here, all alone from center ice, in on Mark Ingram. Took a little tip pass, some great speed. He's trying to go top glove, leans a little bit to his left, tries to throw it back, and a little bit disappointed with the fact that he missed that top corner. But a glorious opportunity for Fenwick to get back in this one.
McBride against Fornari on the draw. Fenwick able to win it. And knocked by the Friars into the Trevian zone. Loose puck, McBride. He has both goals in the game so far. Comes up with it. Gives to Ben Talbot. Talbot hooked, but got it out to the neutral zone. And the Friars, at least right now on this shift, controlling the action better than they have at any point in the game. Glazer, shot, tip. That went over the top of the crossbar. Talbot picks it up in the corner. He's knocked off the puck. Trevian's able to clear back to neutral ice. Glazer will pick it up. Glazer threw it in front of the Trevians bench and hit one of the Trevians coming off on a change. It results in a turnover. Thrown in front. Glazer gets it. It's back out to neutral ice. Patrick Clark has it for New Trier. Puts it back into the neutral zone. Guy's having a hard time getting a handle on the puck right now, and Sunt again will just cover it up as the Fenwick Friars, again, they're just taking a whistle every chance they get. 4:55 left in the first. New Trier leads it 2-0 over Fenwick.
The
beauty of the suit is that the bottoms match the top. So all you have to do is throw on a shirt and tie, and you're out the door. Get to work earlier, your productivity goes up, you get a bigger bonus, put the kids in better schools, they get better jobs, make tons of money, buy you a home to retire to on an island. No wonder suits are coming back.
Men's Warehouse.
You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
To contact the store nearest you, call 1-800-776-SUIT.
Hi, I'm Brian Sutter, head coach of the Chicago Blackhawks. Over the years, I've seen plenty of hard-hitting NHL action, but it should never be rough in our homes.
Domestic violence ruins countless lives, and no one should be put at risk. If you're a victim of domestic violence or know someone who is, get help now. Call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE or dial #HOPE on your Verizon wireless phone.
A public service message from Verizon Wireless.
Sometimes a change will do you good. The Southsiders are back for another season, and they're doing things a little differently in 2005. More speed, more defense. Aaron, yes! Better pitching.
He gone.
A new era in Aussie ball begins.
You can put it in the ball. Yes!
Catch the most games anywhere starting April 4th on the new home for White Sox baseball, Comcast Sportsnet.
Yeah!
First period of the 2005 Blackhawk Cup at the United Center. New Trier on 2 goals by Mike McBride, leading Fenwick 2-0, but a long way to go. New Trier Green outshooting Fenwick 5-1 so far in this game. Abu Talib comes over the blue line, lost the handle. Rajpal throws it back out to center ice. Up on the right wing, and the Friars content to dump it in. Abu Talib came up with it for a moment. Hansen throws it back out to the neutral zone for New Trier. Big Greg Luca goes back to pick it up for the Friars. Fenwick able to bring it out to the neutral zone. Abu Talib up on the right wing. Mike Gies goes after it. Thomas Young able to throw it up the boards, and Hansen puts it out to neutral ice. And that will be a offside call against Fenwick. Get a good look at Matt Ingram, sophomore goaltender. He's only given up 4 goals so far in this tournament. And he says one of the things he does to get himself ready for a game, he has to listen to the 1812 overture. Most of these guys are listening to Usher and stuff like that, but not for Mark Ingram.
He has been red hot last 5 games. 72.72 goals against and a save percentage of over 95. So Fenwick's got their work cut out for them. They're going to get puck behind Mark Ingram.
Big Michael Malmstrom coming in left wing, throws it in front. That was broken up before a shot could be taken. Another turnover taken away by New Trier at the Fenwick end. Malmstrom has it in the corner, knocked off the puck for a moment. Loose in the corner, Nyes comes out with it, drops it off, and instead the Trevians decide just to throw it back behind the net. Malmstrom threw it back out in front. That was picked up, knocked down by Edwards, thrown toward the net. Nyes to Edwards, he shoots. Boy, that hit Sunt. I don't think he ever saw it, but he makes the save. Back out to the neutral zone. Shakeen coming up ice again. Has Addison with him. Fires. Big stop by Ingram. Shakeen gets it again. Turns and fires. That one hit the skate of Hetzinger. Didn't go in. Third shot. Glove saved by Ingram. Ingram facing his biggest flurry of the game so far. He comes up big 3 times in a row.
Against the freshman sensation, Corey Shakeen. Probably that first shot took it from a little bit further out than he probably would like to. Mark Ingram covering the angle. Don't overlook the fact that Travis Hetzinger played that 2-on-1 pretty good. Allowed the goaltender a good look at Mark Ingram's shot, took the pass away so he could concentrate. Ingram could concentrate on the shot coming. Corey Shakeen followed up with 2 more good scoring opportunities, and Ingram was up to the task.
Plus the fact, Troy, by staying with his man, he was right there to pick up the rebound. Here comes McBride again. McBride into the corner. He'll circle behind the net. Takes a look, throws it in front. Pass broken up, and now the Friars able to counter. Up on the left wing. Shakeen had it knocked off his stick. Flando out in front. He was looking for the tip. He didn't get it. Along the near boards, chipped out to the neutral zone by Lake. 2:41 remaining in the period. Shearer just missed Greg Luca, and it results in an icing call against Fenwick. They had their forwards back on the blue line. They had their defensemen up playing at the center line, so they had to get reorganized.
You're going to see a lot of Corey Shakeen, Joe Fernari, and Tony Flando. Fenwick's top line is going to have to be asked to come out and play even more than they do. Dave Cromer known for shortening his bench with the guys that he has on the ice.
Here's how the Friars got here. Now, what's interesting is they've given up 2 goals so far, but that opening round game against Waubonsie Valley, that was an overtime game. So Fenwick was very nearly 1 shot away from getting knocked out in the first round. And ever since then, they've been on a roll.
Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, Jim. It doesn't matter in hockey.
That's right.
They're here.
But you got to admit, though, you get into that situation where 1 shot and you go home. And I always think in a situation like that, it favors the underdog. And here's New Trier Green's road, how they've gotten here. They've been an offensive juggernaut. They've scored 19 goals and only given up 4.
Incredible. This team has got some great offense, very well balanced. I would say their depth compared to the Friars is a little bit better.
Especially along the blue line.
Fenwick bigger along the blue line.
Luca throws it up on the right wing. Flando gets there first, just pokes it in behind the net. Hansen for New Trier, swings it around. Rajpal will pull it off the far board. Rajpal to center ice, cross ice to McBride. McBride carries it in, takes a look. Wanted to take the shot that hit a skate and goes to the far board. Picked up along the far board and just left lying there. Flando chips it out to neutral ice. First time we've seen number 43, Tony Salazar, into the game, one of the defensemen for New Trier Green. And the Friars will try and bring it out again. Long, and remember, there's no center line in high school hockey. Fernari behind the back, then had it knocked away by Hetzinger. Boy, Hetzinger's done a great job so far in this game. Didn't go for the fancy move, he just held his position, made the play. Back out to neutral ice.
Nolan's a very dependable, very steady defenseman, big shot. Not real flashy, but you can really count on this kid.
And Hetzinger will pick it up again, throws it around the far side, chipped out to neutral ice. Britva carries it over the blue line. Britva goes down, poked at, play continues, backhand attempt, and that one went wide. Chipped out to neutral ice where Hetzinger will take it for New Trier Green. Team's in the midst of trying to change right now. Shakeen tried to throw it into the center circle, instead had his pass picked off. Harper throws it toward the net, nice stop by Sunt. He had Ben Talbot right in front of him and was able to cover up and make the stop.
Andy Sunt looks a little bit shaky. That one wasn't too bad. It just kind of floated in on the back end from the boards. Went to take it with his blocker, went off the inside of his blocker. Dangerously came back out in front, but New Trier, I think what you want to look at is they're throwing the puck to the crease and getting their speed in front of Andy Sunt. And Fenwick has to do a much better job inside that crucial zone right in front of Sunt, or they're going to be in trouble.
Ballstrom on the draw, loses it to Addison. Mazer sends it off the boards, and Shakeen was a long way offside before that puck got to him.
You're going to see Shakeen out there near the far blue line all the time. You mentioned the fact that they do not use the red line here, so you can pass the puck from behind your goal line all the way to the opposition's blue line. And Corey Shakeen, as soon as he sees that his team is getting puck possession, he takes off, and it's one thing that New Trier's defenseman, it's going to pull those guys out of the zone because they have to be very wary of him behind them.
Yeah, you cannot let him go all by himself just 60 feet away from the net. Here he comes again. Shakeen tried to knock out the puck, throws it out in front, and knocked off the puck before he could fire. It was Steve Addison. Matt Young brings it out for New Trier, cross ice, and Edwards will just let it carry into the zone. 28 seconds remaining. Powers had it roll off his stick. Nyes puts it ahead. Nyes gets it back, has 3 Friars around him, leaves it at the blue line, kept in by Matt Young, and then Addison just throws it out into the neutral zone. Trevians have to clear. McBride winds, gets a funny bounce off of the glass, and Sunt ends up having to knock it into the corner. Final 5 seconds. Here comes McBride again. McBride works his way in, shovels it in front. Sunt knocks it out to Shakeen, and that's going to bring the first period to an end.
Dangerous giveaway inside their own zone, especially in your last minute. You want to make sure that that puck gets outside the blue line. A couple seconds left, and New Trier had a good scoring opportunity. And in my opinion right now, Jim, Fenwick's kind of lucky that the score is only down by 2.
So, 2 goals by Mike McBride and the New Trier Trevians, leading 2-0 at the end of 1 in the final, the championship game of the 2005 Blackhawk Cup.
Tom Collins presents the all-new edition of John Hancock Champions on Ice, featuring all your favorite Olympic and world champions. Michelle Kwan, Sasha Cohen, Elvis Stoico, Timothy Gable, Johnny Weir, and more. Plus incredible acrobatics, breathtaking displays that'll leave you on the edge of your seat. Plus the lights, the music. This ain't your mama's ice show. This is John Hancock Champions on Ice.
By Land Rover. There's a destination for everyone.
Lots has changed over 4 generations, but one thing that's remained the same is the great taste of Rosati's Pizza. For 40 years, the Rosati family's secret recipes have kept people coming back for more. Authentic pizzas are made by hand, always with the freshest homemade sauce and ingredients. Deep dish, thin crust, there's something for everyone. Or dive into the cheap, delicious Italian beef with melted mozzarella. Rosati's Pizza, a tradition of quality for 4 generations. To find the location nearest you, log on to rosatispizza.com.
Hi, I'm Dennis Savard of Chicago Blackhawks. Cycling the puck is acceptable in hockey, but child abuse is a cycle that is not. Help break the cycle by calling the Child Help USA National Child Abuse Hotline. Professional counselors are available 24/7 at 1-800-4-HILD. That's 1-800-422-4453. Join the Blackhawks, the Amateur Hockey Association of Illinois, and Child Help USA, and help us make a save.
One period gone in the 2005 Blackhawk Cup championship game for high school hockey supremacy in the state of Illinois. New Trier Green leading Fenwick 2-0. Let's take a look back at how the opening period developed. It was a sweet one for New Trier Green. A lot of heavy hitting in this one. I think this is the difference, Troy, is New Trier, even though they didn't get the best of all the hits, they established a physical presence early.
I think that was key. New Trier, probably known as the faster team amongst these two guys, came out and they really established the fact that they weren't going to get pushed around, and it really, from the opening faceoff, really set the tone.
Mike McBride with 2 goals. Then Corey Shakeen had a couple of breakaways, couldn't cash in on either one of them, and I think we're going to see a lot of that as the game wears on. The opening period stats, well, sometimes shots on goal are deceiving. Not in this case.
Not in this one.
New Trier out shooting Fenwick 11-4. And here's the amazing part. New Trier 1 power play, 1 shot, 1 goal. That's power play efficiency, my friend.
They set it up really good in the inside the Fenwick Friars zone, took their patience, passed it around, got the one-timer that they wanted to the left side. McBride, a right-handed shooter, fired a shot that went off the back post, hit the back pad of Andy Sunt, and went in. Neither one of the shots that the New Trier Trevians scored on even made it to the back of the net, but they did cross the line, and they wanted to make a presence felt in front of Andy Sunt, and they've done that. They're not pretty goals, but they're ahead 2-0.
One of the things that I would wonder if the coaches for Fenwick are saying to Andy Sunt is, hey, wait a second. You got a piece of every puck that was thrown at you in that first period. It's not like anything beats you clean. So don't get the idea that you're not on top of your game. And because realistically, this is the guy that's going to have to hold Fenwick in until the offense kicks in, because if they can get a goal and make it 2-1, then all of a sudden you change the entire momentum of the game. And I think something Andy Sunt did in the first period that was very smart was, after giving up those couple of goals, he didn't mess around with directing the puck. If it came to him, he stopped it, he froze it, he halted the action. He would rather take the face-off in his own end until he gets his confidence back.
Well, that's the good news, Jim. The bad news is they got to do something about the fact that they only got 4 shots at the other end. Offensively, they've got several guys that can really put the puck in the net. Shaquem had 1 clean-cut breakaway to go down, and he fired over the top of Mark Ingram's glove. But Fenwick really has to start putting some offensive pressure on New Trier inside their own zone. There was really, I think, only 1 shift in that first period that they had sustained pressure, and they have to do that. They have to establish something inside New Trier's zone so they can build off it, get some momentum going, because New Trier right now with the shot advantage you mentioned, not deceiving, getting the good advantage of the play in the first period.
And we showed you that Fenwick had 4 shots on goal in the opening period. Well, keep in mind that 3 of those came on 1 rush. So they went the bulk of that period with only 1 shot on goal. You get a good look at Mark Ingram, the sophomore stopper for New Trier, who has a 2-0 lead to work with.
One of the things you're going to probably see is Bob Melton. He likes to rotate his lines. He likes to just send them out and keep them going, and I think that's going to work in his favor. As long as he can keep this lead 1 or 2 goals, he can keep rolling over his guys, where Dave Cromer is going to be forced to play his top guys, and if they can't get something going now, I don't know how much mustard they're going to have by the end of the 3rd period.
Now Fenwick will start out shorthanded here in the 2nd period, as we had a penalty called at the tail end of the opening period. Glazer is in the box. New Trier on the power play. Young has it. Edwards, top of the ring, looks in front, throws it in front. Shot, stop. Maelstrom got the rebound, but that was stopped on a nice save by Andy Sun.
Big Mike Maelstrom, he takes a lot of the key face-offs at either end of the ice. He'll come out, take a face-off, head to the bench. He's going to line up to the left of the goaltender, take the face-off, and then as soon as he wins or loses this face-off, if they can set it up, you're going to see Maelstrom head right to the front of the net. He's a big man, and that presence is felt in front of the goaltender.
Edwards takes a look from the hash mark, throws it in front. Talbot didn't get much on the shot, and he essentially fanned on it, rolls back out to the neutral zone. So the Trevians will have to regroup. McBride dumps it in. Getting there is Maelstrom. Left it off for Talbot. Maelstrom in the corner, rolls it back for Edwards. Edwards at the hash mark, throws it back out into the slot, tipped, and then knocked out to the neutral zone. Kyle Brown back at his own blue line. Here come the Trevians again. McBride over the blue line, stops and hesitates, then throws it in behind the net. Rolls around to Edwards on the near side. Edwards puts it into the corner. Maelstrom takes a look, goes to Edwards. Every time he's gotten it here, he's gone down low and then thrown it out in front. Instead, the Trevians working around. McBride wanted to hit Edwards coming in the backside. Pass was a little bit long. Edwards back out to the point to McBride. This is the umbrella they scored on the first time in their power play. Maelstrom goes to the corner. Mazer couldn't get control of the puck. Edwards by himself in the slot. Trevians couldn't get it to him. Thrown back in behind the net. Maelstrom fanned on his centering attempt. Gets it again. Edwards by himself shoots. Sunt comes up and makes a big save. Maelstrom has to go chase it into the corner. You've got the same power play and penalty killers out there as started the power play, and these guys are a little gassed, Troy.
They're going to be gassed, and they are the top players for Fenwick that are out there. They can't afford to go down anything more than the 2-goal deficit that they have right now. Sunt coming up with a couple big saves right there to keep New Trier from taking that 3-goal lead, and this is big. I mean, to start the 2nd period, they're in the penalty box. If they can come out here, kill this, and then gain some momentum, it might work well in their favor.
12 seconds on the power play. Beware the man coming out of the box. It's Glazer, and he's a defenseman. We should point that out as well. So that clear by Fenwick will essentially kill off the penalty. Here comes Britva over the line. Britva got around his man, but couldn't control the puck. Luca takes it into the corner as we go back to full strength. 3-man scrum in the corner for the puck. Britva comes out with it. Britva taken out by Glazer. Abu Talib couldn't clear. Britva centering pass rolls out onto the stick of Shakeen. Shakeen held up at the blue line. Petzinger comes in and sweeps it away. And now the Trevians will move it out. They're due for a line change. Britva will bring it up. Throws it up on the right wing. Shot. Sunt makes the save. Luca there to take care of the rebound. Geese along the near board. Chops it out. Abu Talib at the red line will throw it in deep and will go off for a change. Matt Young throws it out into the neutral zone, and then it rolls all the way down below the Fenwick red line. 11:06 remaining in the 2nd period. Hansen finds the puck. Nyes had it knocked away before he could pull the trigger on a backhander. Petzinger kept it at the blue line, throws it toward the net. That was stopped before it got to the goal. Sunt now steers the rebound into the corner. Back out to the point. Hetzinger sees Fernari go around him. Fernari throws it over to Shakeen on his backhand. Back to Fernari. That was actually tipped by Ingram. And the net comes off the moorings. We'll get a whistle.
Hetzinger gambled twice, Once he kept the puck in, Jim got a shot on Andy Sunt. The next time he gambled, stayed inside the blue line and was beat. A 3-on-1 down the ice. Good hustle by New Trier to get back inside the zone, maybe deflect that just by Mark Ingram. But one of the better rushes down the ice by Fenwick. The three top guys going in. Shaquem trying to throw a backhand across, and that's what Dave Cromer wants. He wants that puck in the crease area and get the guys there. They've got to start creating some scoring opportunities. No better way to doing it than throwing the puck towards the net.
Dave Cromer said after their semifinal game, he said, my guys are sometime going to figure it out that you have to drive to the net. You can't spend all your time in the perimeter. Trevians have to backtrack going to the neutral zone. Swept into the Fenwick end by Talbot. Into the corner, McBride. Chips it in behind the net. Talbot nearly came up with a steal. Now Lake comes in and puts on a hit, thrown toward the net, and Sunt will cover it up after the shot by McBride.
But he's certainly taking no opportunity every time he makes the save rather than play it, risk losing it, or creating a turnover inside his own zone. Really nobody around him on that opportunity from the point. Just went down and covered it up, so face-off will be to his left. 10-13 left in the second period.
Top line on the ice for New Trier, and Dave Cromer will counter with his top group. Well, he's got a little bit of a change. He's got Flando Fernari and Ryan Shearer out there. Brown with a shot from the point. That didn't get through. Sunt able to sweep it into the far corner. Knocked down by Brian Lake. Centering pass, McBride had it on his stick. And then by sticking his leg out, Sunt kicked the net off the moorings. We'll get another whistle.
Steve Addison playing the right wing out there also.
9:59 remaining in the opening period, or in the second period. New Trier leading Fenwick 2-0.
Nothing beats summer in Chicago. The Lakefront, the Magnificent Mile, and the Blackhawks Street Hawks hockey program. This grassroots program provides kids ages 6 to 16 the opportunity to learn and play the game of hockey even when there's no ice in sight. The Street Hawks program includes nearly 75 communities and reaches over 18,000 kids annually. The Blackhawks and the NHL have donated all the necessary equipment for kids to play in an organized, safe, and supervised environment. If your group or organization would like to be a part of Street Hawks, call the Blackhawks at 312-455-7000.
Covering the bases presented by Bank of America. Thursdays at 7, only on Comcast.
$1. 1 donut. $7. 7 donuts. 1 is good, 7 is better.
Especially for NASCAR Nextel Cup Series racing. Add not just 1, but 7 channels of in-car coverage, plus data, telemetry, and team audio with NASCAR in-car, only on digital cable. Order today and save $20. Call 1-888-COMCAST. When it comes to sports, we're on your team.
How about we find a new family car?
VHIX.com lets you design a car online.
Coupe or a sedan? Coupe? Sedan?
Pick your style.
Take that as a yes?
Pick your features.
Oh, you like that 2.7-liter V6, don't you? Leather interior?
And get the ideal car for your particular situation.
No leather interior.
VHIX.com, roadmap to the automotive world.
2-0 New Trier leading Fenwick in the 2005 Blackhawk Cup Championship game. Jim Blaney along with Troy Murray, and we're joined from ice level by J.J. O'Connor from the Amateur Hockey Association of Illinois. J.J., always good to see you.
Always good to be here.
Amateur hockey in Illinois, the thing that's amazed me is the quality of play and how much it's developed in the last couple of years. What specifically has AHI been doing to try to get more kids involved in the game and try to grow the game in the state of Illinois?
Well, we've really been trying to be out there in the community, developing a website that people will go to where they can check scores, the newspaper, the Illinois Ice, giving people something to read, writing stories. So we're just trying to keep the players interested in playing the game of hockey. The relationship between AHI and the Blackhawks is absolutely fantastic. I mean, the Blackhawks and the Wards family are so supportive of the hockey community. They give to disabled hockey. They give to diversity hockey. They give to, of course, today the building. They give to high school hockey, and they've just been doing so for quite some time. So we can't thank them enough for everything that they've done.
I don't want to put you on the spot, JJ, but I would have to imagine as a former Loyola Gold player, this New Trier lead has got to bother you a little bit, doesn't it?
You know, actually, I'm rooting for both teams. Both teams donated a sled to our youth sled team, and so they're both winners in my book.
You know what? You're ever the diplomat, my friend. That was a nice job at a hand grenade thrown at your feet.
Yeah.
What's ahead for you? I mean, do you see yourself being involved in this level of hockey for a long time, or do you have aspirations to move up and get involved at higher levels?
You never know. I definitely like what I'm doing. I like being part of hockey in whatever form I could be part of it. I'm in charge of disabled hockey for the country, and I'm on the board of directors for USA Hockey. So I am helping kids to get out there and play, and that's really rewarding for me to give back to a game that's given so much to me.
JJ had an opportunity to go out and play a little sled hockey with the program out in Bensonville, and very, very tough, and I know that's a program that you're very proud of. Tell us a little bit about the sled hockey program.
Well, thankfully, with the support of the Blackhawks and A-High, we started a youth sled hockey team this year called the Hornets. The kids are 18 and under, boys and girls, and our goal is any kid that has a physical disability that wants to play hockey, we want to give them the opportunity to do so. And it was a great year. We just finished our season. The kids had a lot of fun. We beat up on a few Blackhawks. We played them in a couple games. And the kids are they're just a lot of fun, and it's really rewarding. And we can't thank the Blackhawks enough for all their support with that.
JJ, thanks for your time. Always great to see you. Keep up the good work, and we really need to get together more than once a year, but it's great seeing you again.
Sounds good. See you guys soon.
All right, JJ, thank you very much. JJ O'Connor joining us. Brian Lake rubbed out. McBride rolls it toward the net, and Sunt didn't have to make the stop because it just barely rolled wide. 2-0, New Trier Green leading Fenwick, and the Friars all of a sudden starting to generate some offense. A couple of big saves by Ingram to keep the shutout going. Friars unable to get out of their own zone. Flando's going to have to go back and get it. And then he's rubbed out into the corner on a big hit by Ben Talbot. Trevians work it back out to neutral ice, and then they bring it back in a little bit too early.
6:50 left here in the second period. This is a period where Fenwick has had a little bit of more offensive production. They haven't got anything by Mark Ingram, but by no means is this game out of hand. New Trier has had some good scoring opportunities. Andy Sunt has answered the question here in the second period, not allowing New Trier to build on their 2-goal lead. But Fenwick, as we talked about so far in the broadcast here, Jim, really relying on a few people offensively and double shifting them, and even really mixing them up to try and get those guys on the ice at all times. So Dave Cromer's got his game plan worked out, that he wanted to put these guys on the ice as much as possible, and he's really going to have to do this here for the rest of the game.
Fernari trying to dig it out of the corner, came away with it. Fernari rolled it ahead and just put it a little bit long for Shakeen, who throws it in behind the net now. Now Shakeen and Fernari camped out in front. We're going to have a penalty coming up on New Trier, so Fenwick now has their chance to get right back into this game as they'll go to the power play with 6:22 remaining in the second period.
Mike Nalstrom's going to go for hooking, working in behind their zone, or behind their net, tying up the Fenwick forward, not allowing to get out. Well, this was an opportunity that they've been waiting for. They have a good power play. They're going to get their best guys out there. Corey Shakim is probably going to play the offside. Joe Fernari goes back. He plays the point. Ed Mazer, who's got a big shot, the other guy on the point. Put Steve Addison up front with Tony Flando. It's a big opportunity for Fenwick to get back in it.
Friars win the draw. Fernari fires, and getting a piece of that was Ingram, guides it to the corner. Trevians, for now, can't move it out. Fernari holds it in, slides it over for Addison, takes a look, puts it in front. That was tipped by Flando. Big save by Ingram, and the Trevians able to clear.
Some decent puck movement by the Friars. Shakim set up on the right-hand side for the one-timer. Didn't have the opportunity. Puck didn't get across, but they're setting that play up.
Addison picks it up at the blue line, drops it off. Cross-ice return pass, And now the Friars will set up their power play, but that was tipped out by Rajpal into the neutral zone, so the Trevians clear the zone again. 1:19 remaining on the power play. Taken away at center ice. Hansen has it, has no help. He'll wait, just fire one on net, and Sunt will cover it up and take a whistle, and there's a time, Troy, where maybe he should have played the puck.
Absolutely. You don't want to have a face-off in your own zone when you're on the power play. Great play by Alex Hansen through the neutral zone, stripping Ed Mazer from the puck at center ice, going in one-on-one, just firing the shot on Andy Sunt, and you're absolutely right, Jim. That's an opportunity right there where he should step out, give it to his defenseman. There's lots of guys back. New-Trier was going off for a change, and rather than having a face-off in your own zone and regrouping, you could have maybe moved the puck out.
Friars will try and move it and get set up. Powers in the neutral zone, had it knocked away by Hutchins. Now Addison leaves it off in the corner. Fenwick able to get control of the puck, bouncing puck, and again, that time it's Harper able to clear for New Trier. 41 seconds remaining on the power play. Very short shift for the Friars on the first set of the power play. Maybe a chance for Dave Cromer to get his big guns back on the ice. Mazer, he'll backtrack and buy some time. 25 seconds remaining on the power play. Mazer winds and fires, and if you didn't have the net there, that thing would have gone into the second level.
Well, if you get a look on the ice right now, Corey Shakeen, the main guy offensively, but there's a lot of guys bent over by Fenwick right now. They're tired. He's put his top guys back on the ice again to see if he can't get something going, but it's awful tough when you're out there all the time to really give that extra energy that you need when you go on the power play. That quick little step that you can take to make the difference to set up a play inside New Trier zone just wasn't there. A step behind, and when you have New Trier putting out fresh legs to kill the penalties, it's awful tough for Fenwick to get the puck and get it set up.
Friars dump it back in. Maybe one more rush on this power play, but instead, getting to the puck is Britva, and he'll send it the length of the ice, and that will pretty much do it for the Fenwick power play. Shakeen overskated it. Now Brian Lake able to hold it in. McBride with a steal. McBride out of the corner, rolls it in front, but had it tipped away before he could get it onto the stick of Lake. Powers comes the other way for Fenwick. Powers 1-on-2, and instead Thomas Young will take him into the corner. Thrown out in front, backhand. Flando had a shot on goal. Ingram didn't see it, but made the stop. Powers pulls it out of the corner, and now Thomas Young puts it back out to the point. Luca was able to hold it in, and then Steve Lake tipped it into the bench out to the neutral zone, and we get a whistle. 3:54 remaining in the second period. New Trier leads Fenwick 2-0.
You're next, Junior. This is Bulls territory, my man.
Bulls ain't straight. Not anymore.
Got us a real fair weather fan here.
So?
Oh, my goodness. Hey, real fans are loyal to their team.
Right on,
They're
brother.
behind the team. Hey, we could be 5 points down 15 seconds ago. We'll raise the roof off this place. Real fans love their team no matter what.
No matter what. Thick and thin, Junior.
Thick and thin.
Arlington Nissan in Buffalo Grove has got skills in saving you money with Lion's Eyes deals.
Get the amazing 2005 Nissan Quest 3.5 with power everywhere, CD player, and more for only $269 a month.
March comes in like a Lion's Eyes deal and goes out like one, too.
There's only one, Bob Rohrman.
Get your skillfully created Lion's Eyes deal at Bob Rohrman's Arlington Nissan in Buffalo Grove, just 1 mile east of Route 53 on Dundee Road.
Hi, I'm Brian Sutter, head coach of the Chicago Blackhawks. Over the years, I've seen plenty of hard-hitting NHL action, but it should never be rough in our homes.
Domestic violence ruins countless lives, and no one should be put at risk. If you're a victim of domestic violence or know someone who is, get help now. Call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE or dial #HOPE on your Verizon wireless phone.
A public service message from Verizon Wire.
And you get the bird's eye view of Andy Sunt in goal for Fenwick. There's a good look at Jarrett Nees, who scored the game winner in the semifinal game, playing with a knee injury. So he doesn't get a lot of ice time. He'll see a lot of time in offensive situations. Coach Bob Belton said he has great hands, and he got him in at the right time in the semifinal victory over Glenbrook North. Ryan Shearer behind the net for Fenwick. Rolls it out to the near side, but not out. Clark sends it toward the goal just wide. Salazar throws it in behind the net. Nyes will go into the corner to pull it out. Nyes a little trouble with it at the hash mark. Clark in front, tipped by Malmstrom, and the save is made by Sun. Malmstrom throws it back in behind the net. Ed Mazer comes out with it. Geese, nice tip out into the neutral zone. Tony Salazar throws it back through the neutral zone. Mazer will go back and track it down. Up on the right wing, missed Shearer, so the Trevians will take possession after they clear. Along the center line, just knocked back into the Fenwick end. Sunt leaves the puck off, and Geese is going to get there first for Fenwick. He'll roll it around to the far side. Shearer having a little bit of a problem with it. Abu Talib lost the puck for a second. Deep slot shot by Britva. It rolls right into the pad of Sun. He couldn't cover it up. He wanted the whistle, couldn't get it. Clark, top of the ring, fires. Rebound is going to be cleared away, and the Friars will just fire at the length of the ice and gladly take the whistle. A little bit of a ragged shift there by Fenwick.
Yeah, Fenwick didn't look sharp. Some good puck movement by New Trier inside the zone. Andy Sun asked to make a couple more saves. New Trier is doing an excellent job, Jim, so far of just getting the puck and turning it around and getting it into the crease area, making Andy Sun play the puck. There's been some rebounds there. Fenwick has done a better job this period of clearing out that front of the area than he did in the first period. But at the same time, New Trier obviously just wants to get the puck into that area.
Maybe a chance here for New Trier as they come ahead with Hansen, throws it in front of the net, and Sunt finds it at his skate and then just puts the glove down on top of it.
Another example of just tossing it into the crease area and see what can happen. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate the 2005 Keith Magnuson Blackhawk Alumni Scholarship Award winners, Alex Azuma, Naperville Central High School, Nathaniel Corwin from Oak Park River Forest High School, and Jordan Pringle from Barrington High School will all receive the Keith Magnuson Scholarship this year. On behalf of the Blackhawk alumni, we congratulate them, some great kids, and we'll have an opportunity to see them and meet them in person on Monday.
You have the big luncheon?
We have the big luncheon at the Hyatt Lodge in Oakland.
Hansen comes up with a puck out of the corner after a turnover. Britva throws it back to the point, but, well, it doesn't take New Trier long to catch on. They saw Corey Shakeen at the blue line. They had two guys back. McLaughlin will go back and pick it up for Fenwick, hammers it out to the neutral zone. Luca had just come out of the ice, so essentially in a forward position. Hansen at the blue line, knocked down. Britva will go chase it out of the corner. Couldn't clear it out, and now it comes back to neutral ice. Fernari trying to chase it down, and instead it will be icing on Fenwick. You get a good look there at Brian Lake. His brother, older brother Steve, was a winner of the Blackhawk Alumni Scholarship a couple of years ago when he was playing for New Trier Green.
Three brothers have gone through this program in New Trier. Some great history. Brian Lake, 13 goals on the season, pretty solid year. I don't think any of the brothers played, though, did they? They all missed each other, I think.
Yeah, none of them played together, but so they've had a steady stream of lakes, to mix the metaphor, at New Trier.
You're hilarious.
Lake in the corner, brings it out, throws it in front, and Sunt couldn't find the handle on it, and Fenwick able to take it out of there. Race for the puck. Shakeen is going to get there first. Shakeen drops it out of the corner, drop pass, look in front, and that one was thrown behind the net. Shakeen will get it on the other side. Throws it into the corner. And right now, Fenwick is having a hard time generating anything on offense. Lake takes the puck off the boards and out, and that will roll the length of the ice. It will not be an icing call, however. Mazer picks it up for Fenwick. Mazer throws it up on the left wing, and that'll be a time where Ingram decides, you know what, I'm just going to hang on to this thing and I will take the draw. Spring training action continues in the desert as Paul Konerko and the White Sox square off with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. That's White Sox and Angels today at 2 o'clock right here on the new home for White Sox baseball, Comcast Sportsnet.
Big face-off inside New Trier zone, 26 seconds left here. Mike Malmstrom, as we talked about, will take a lot of the defensive zone face-offs, wins it back, and this is going to give an opportunity for New Trier to clear the zone.
Flando has it at center ice for Fenwick. He winds, drives that one behind the net, but nobody on the far side for Fenwick, so the Trevian's able to get to it first. A lot of hitting going on. Flando tried to spin to his backhand, did, and then flipped it over the top of the net. Loose puck comes to the near corner. Thrown out in front by Addison. Knocked down, and the whistle blows, ending the second period of play. So Harper grabs onto the puck, lets time expire, and the Trevians, at the end of 2 periods of play, they own a 2-0 lead over Fenwick in the 2005 Blackhawk Cup Championship game. We're back with period number 3 after this.
Hi, I'm Dale Talon. Working with children in youth hockey can be rewarding, but also difficult. If you need help, there's somewhere to go. Child Help USA offers positive parenting tips and support from understanding professionals. To place a free anonymous call 24/7, dial 1-800-4-A-CHILD. That's 1-800-422-4453. Join the Blackhawks, AHI, and Child Help USA and help us make a save.
This spring, a new hope will emerge. A new set of voices will be heard. A new group of heroes will put on the uniform. And a new station will bring it all home to you. Comcast Sportsnet is the new home for Cubs baseball. 72 games, unprecedented coverage. Coming April 5th. Get your game on Comcast Sportsnet.
His mom was trying to talk him into renting the more traditional look. He, of course, was leaning the other way. After all, it was his prom, and it was Melinda. So instead of a bow tie, it was a button cover, and a vest instead of a cummerbund. As for Mom, we can only say this: it's not what he's wearing that you should be worried about.
Tuxedo rentals for as little as $50.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Parents know the score. Whether it's the classroom or the hockey rink, great teachers make the greatest difference. With that in mind, the Chicago Blackhawks launched the Youth Hockey Dream Camp series for kids ages 6 to 14 years old. This summer, new camp director Randy Jordan will be joined by heroes Steve Dubinsky, Troy Murray, or Darren Pang at each of the 5-day Dream Camps. These expert teachers will take you to the next level with proven on-ice curriculum, challenging off-ice instruction, and more fun than ever. Make your best shot count.
We are just about ready for period number 3 of the Blackhawk Cup Championship game. New Trier leading Fenwick 2-0 at the end of 2. Jim Blaney along with Troy Murray. And Troy, a great second period for New Trier, but for Fenwick, not a lot happened, and so we're right where we were at the end of the first period of play.
Some better opportunities by Fenwick in the second period, but still not enough. Mark Ingram being very solid between the pipes. Good scoring opportunities early by New Trier. Now he's going down with a nice shot. At the other end, Shakeen trying a cross-ice pass. Mark Ingram making some good saves for New Trier. And then later on, Andy Sun holding New Trier to that 2-goal advantage, as you mentioned, that they had after the first period of play.
New Trier continues to outshoot Fenwick by a wide margin. Fenwick finally got a power play during that second period, but was not able to cash in. And after an even match in the first period as far as face-offs were concerned, New Trier got the better part of the action on the draws in the second period of play. But make no doubt about it, as this third period wears on, Mark Ingram will be the guy who is the focal point for New Trier Green. And he has done a fantastic job so far. 4 goals against so far in this tournament, and this is his 5th game in the Blackhawk Cup. He's done a marvelous job, and it's basically his game to win from this spot, Troy. If he's outstanding in this third period, New Trier wins the championship.
There's no question about it. You got to have great goaltending if you're going to win at any level. And right here, right now, it's Mark Ingram's show. Bob Melton, when I talked to Bob before the game, wanted to really emphasize the point that the backup goaltender for New Trier, Teague Burke, is a senior. And if there's any way that Bob can get the senior into play, Burke into play in this game, he is going to do that. And he says, you know what, this kid has been a champ. He's played great all season long when he's had the opportunity. Bob decided to go with Mark Ingram because he has been the hot goaltender. But he really wanted to make a point that this guy has been sitting, you know, on the bench at certain times this year, and he has been just a great, great team player, and would just love the opportunity to get Burke into the game at some point here, and whether the score dictates it or not, he might be able to get into the game or not, but he really has a lot of high praise for the backup goaltender.
I would have to think that Bob Melton's going to need one more goal, or more specifically, a lead of one more goal,
Well,
meaning 3 goals to get him in.
The worst lead in hockey is the 2-goal lead right now. I mean, New Trier is certainly not out of this game. They just have to have one shot go, and then anything can happen late in the game. But Fenwick has got to find some way right now to solve Mark Ingram. They've put a lot of pucks in the general area. Some of them haven't got through. I think that New Trier has played an excellent game defensively. Really haven't allowed the snipers for Fenwick to get in close enough to really find their mark, other than the one breakdown, Jim, in the first period where Corey Shaquem was allowed to break in all alone from center ice that he missed top shelf. But New Trier has played a very solid game, and from the first shift they came out and really made the statement that they weren't going to get pushed around by Dave Cromer's team, who's a much bigger physical team, especially on defense. But I think that the one thing that you had to worry about was the speed of New Trier kind of overriding the size of Fenwick's defense, and so far I think we've seen that.
Well, get used to the forwards that we see on the ice right now, because we've seen a lot of them during this period. Fernari wins the draw. Shaquem fires right into the chest of Ingram. He makes a stop, and Lake comes away with the rebound for New Trier. Now Lake and the Trevians begin to counter. He'll just fire it into the corner and let it roll around. Talbot will get there first. He'll take the hit. He'll hold it in. Loose puck lying at his feet. McBride couldn't get to it, and the Friars put it out to the neutral zone. Hetzinger is going to have to wait for his teammates to clear.
Smart play by Hetzinger. Knew that his guys were caught in deep rather than throwing it in and take the potential offside. Just chipped it past the Fenwick Flyer forward who was coming in on the forecheck.
Matt Young leaves it for Lake. Fernari fighting for it in the corner, lost his stick, keeping the play alive. Shaquem couldn't come out with it, and now Lake will send it back out to the neutral zone. Greg Luca battling for it along the near boards. Comes out to Lake. Lake had it knocked out the blue line. The Trier really needs to get a change here. Hetzinger is going to go chase it. He'll fire it up the boards. Oh, Addison almost came up with a steal at the blue line. Couldn't quite come up with it. Addison has to wait for his teammates to clear, and now he'll dump it in deep. That stick causing some problems for Ingram. Needs to sweep that thing into the corner. At the Fenwick blue line, Hansen had it roll past his stick, whipped by Hutchins as well, back to the neutral zone. Hutchins will get there first. Couldn't knock it into the zone. Thomas Young throws it out to center ice. He missed Harper, and now here's Hansen at the blue line. Hansen, top of the ring, drops it off. Shot, big stop by Sun. McLaughlin will pick it up on the other side. Out to the center ice for Shearer. Shearer throws one on net that actually went just wide. McLaughlin picks it up along the near boards, rolls it into the corner. That one taken away by Brown. Kyle Brown has some room to skate. Remember, he's a forward, not a defenseman. Brown carries it over the right wing. Centering pass. Hansen fires. Stopped by Sun, and he didn't give up a rebound. That may be the biggest save of the game for Fenwick. It keeps them alive.
What a great play by Kyle Brown, taking the puck the full length of the ice, throwing a little soft backhand pass into the middle of the ice, right in the slot. Alex Hansen with all kinds of time, but big save by Andy Sun to keep this a 2-goal game. And that right there, Jim, you never know when it's going to be a key save or a key play, but that right there could be the key play for Fenwick.
And that was a marvelous technical job by Sun, because the way you see goaltenders play now is they play with that glove right on top of the pad, and they hold it there. And the puck was shot right into his glove. He was in position, made a nice stop.
The one thing that Hansen had to do is he kind of had to take it, turn around and spin, and he probably lost a little bit of sense of how much time he really had. And as he turned around, just fired it. Andy Sun obviously in good position by the time he was able to let that shot go. But if that puck had caught him in stride, he would have had his head up, and he would have been able to have a better look at where he wanted to shoot.
He's done a nice job since giving up those first 2 goals.
And really not his fault. 2 goals that you mentioned never even got to the back of the net.
Centering pass, backhander. That one didn't get through. And the Friars able to take it out to the neutral zone. Shaquem, he's always out there around center ice. They're trying to get him free. He missed on a couple of breakaways in the first period. Since then, New Trier is wised up. They haven't let him get them. And we're going to have a penalty coming up, and it's going to be a high sticking call. We're going to have to wait and see whose penalty box door opens up, and Fenwick is going to get a power play with 11:34 left, as Malmstrom is going to go to the box for 2 minutes for high sticking.
Malmstrom's second penalty of the game. He's a big guy. A physical part of his game is what he really has to do, also to use that size, but you don't want to take a silly penalty here to stick that up on a Friar player into the neutral zone. And here's an opportunity. That big save by Sunt. Power play right after. This could be it right here.
Shot from the point. That was tipped. Ingram, puck bouncing around, tapped over the net. They have Luca playing a forward in the power play to try and get some size in front of the net for the Friars. Mazer comes in to try and hold it in. Rajpal comes away with it. He'll skate it to center ice. He has 4 Friars around him. Still has the puck, but didn't sweep it deep. Mistake there by Rajpal. Mazer comes the other way for Fenwick. Gets possession of the puck, throws it into the near corner. And it's just lying there right now. Shakeen trying to get there. Luca comes over now playing the point. He lost the handle on it. Hansen over the blue line had it swept away. Hansen will chase behind the net. Fernari had it for a moment. Hansen just holding along the end board. Good job of penalty killing here by New Trier. Giveaway in front. Shot. Score! Hansen had it thrown right to him. He puts it by Sunt. New Trier Green leads at 3-0.
Well, Corey Shakim, who's played an excellent game with good speed and probably the best scoring opportunities of any of the Friar players, just threw a blind pass right out onto Alex Hansen's stick. And you mentioned that Raj Paul and Hansen had done an excellent job of killing the penalty so far. And we mentioned that Alex Hansen had to turn around and spin on the last shot that he had. This one right on the tape, right in front of the net, ready for the one-timer. Took a quick look. I think Andy Sunt was really caught off guard, wasn't really expecting that shot to come from right in front of him. Major turnover, shorthanded goal, and that could be the deal right there.
Now remember, though, Fenwick will continue here on the power play. They have 1:05 to work with, so they really need to get one here. If they get it, at least they're back to where they started. Took a funny hop off the glass, and now the Friars will regroup in the neutral zone.
Craig Rospaul did an excellent job of penalty killing to really set that up. A couple times he got the puck inside his own zone, was able to chip it through the neutral zone, making Fenwick come back into their own zone and regroup. That time, when they regrouped in their own zone, they had an offensive player down deep, tried to throw a cross-ice pass. Ill-advised right on the tape of Alec Hansen. And this time he didn't take any questions in doubt, buried it.
So after an icing call against Fenwick, New Trier Green now will try to control the draw for a little while in the Fenwick end and just kill off some more time. Hutchins aggressively killing off the penalty. You can do that when you have a 3-0 lead. New Trier Green, if they can win this game, they will end Fenwick's 2-year reign as Illinois state champions.
Fenwick, who won it 5 years in a row, a 2-year absence in the final game here of the Blackhawk Cup. It's a pretty demanding lead to get back into the driver's seat as the state champ.
Yeah, because even though New Trier Green won it all from 98 through 02, leading up to 98, they got to this game a lot. Loyola Gold was their nemesis. But they couldn't get over the hump against them, and then they finally won it in 98 and just started reeling them off left and right. 9:31 remaining in the third period. Penalty is over. Teams are back at equal strength. In front, Fernari backhand. Loose puck. That was cleared out of there by Salazar. Rolling puck toward the net. Maybe a break for New Trier. Talbot just missed it, and that will be icing on New Trier.
Mark Ingram coming up with a big save right there. You mentioned the fact that Fenwick has to kind of answer that. They allowed a shorthanded goal, and if they could have got one there, back to that 2-goal deficit. 3 goals right now, 9:16 to go here in the third period.
And we will have a timeout with 9:16 remaining in the third period. New Trier leading Fenwick 3-0 in the championship game of the 2005 Blackhawk Cup.
Hi, I'm Dennis Savard. Hockey is a physical sport, but that's no excuse for physical or verbal abuse, especially in youth programs. If you know a child who needs help, call the Child Help USA National Child Abuse Hotline. Professional counselors are available 24/7 at 1-800-4-HILD. That's 1-800-422-4453. Help the Blackhawks, the Amateur Hockey Association of Illinois, and Child Help USA make a save.
Sports Rise every morning on Comcast Sportsnet.
Buying a new home? Shopping for a mortgage? When you're comparing two good mortgage companies, how do you choose? Pick the mortgage company that offers the lowest rate and fees. At Guaranteed Rate, our low rates have turned the mortgage industry upside down. Visit our website where we post a true rate and fee comparison of 10 leading lenders. And if we're not the lowest, we'll pay you $500. Call us at 866-934-RATE. That's 866-934-RATE. Guaranteed Rate. Lowest rate, guaranteed.
The SRX Performance Utility, Car and Driver's 2004 and 2005 Best Luxury SUV. Back to back. Cadillac, breakthrough. Now get a Cadillac SRX with this attractive offer at your Cadillac dealer. Residency restrictions apply.
3-0, New Trier leading Fenwick. Remember, later today, spring training action continues in the desert as Paul Konerko and the White Sox square off with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. White Sox and Angels today at 2 right here on the new home for White Sox baseball, Comcast Sportsnet. 9:01 remaining in the third period. New Trier leading Fenwick 3-0 in the Blackhawk Cup championship game. McBride rings it around to the far side. Talbot, he holds it in. Only for the moment, though, as now the Friars will try and counter, and you're going to see a lot of white shirts piled up along the blue line now for the rest of the game. McBride rings it around to the far side. McLaughlin comes over to try and keep it in, could not. And Luca will have to try and hold it while the rest of the Friars clear the zone. And, you know, a sense of anticipation now for New Trier, Troy, because 3-0 lead with 8:22 left. You're feeling pretty good, but the job's not done quite yet. McLaughlin carries it out of his own zone, put it behind Shakeen. And once again, the Trevians will just throw it in the neutral zone and then throw it in deep.
One thing that I don't want to see New Trier do is go into that prevent defense. Boy, I just hate it when I see teams just sit back. They've been successful, you know, for most of the game right now by putting a lot of pressure on Fenwick inside their own zone. Why sit back and allow Fenwick the opportunity to really start generating some offense and creating scoring opportunities? So just keep going right after these guys.
Malmstrom fires one. Sunt got a glove on it. The Karam went over the net. Kept it at the point. Tipped on net. Sunt, one stop and then two. Stopping Malmstrom twice in front of the net. Centering attempt. Malmstrom couldn't get to his feet in time to do anything with it. Now along the boards. Pulled off of there by Nyes. He's in front. He shoots. Big save by Sunt. Rebound. Stopped that as well. Had a little trouble finding the rebound, but eventually covers it up. 7:26 remaining.
You can't really fault Andy Sunt in the way that he's played. New Trier has pounded a lot of rubber at him. A lot of good scoring opportunities. Andy Sunt making the save right in front and then having to make another save a little bit earlier. And Mike Malmstrom, as the big guy, used his size to get in behind the Fenwick defender and get a good close-in shot on Andy Sunt.
Colin Harper comes out to take the draw for New Trier, but the Friars able to control. Right now, the Friars is having a hard time getting out of their own end. Mazer had it taken away. In the corner, this is Hutchins trying to pry it free. Gets a little help from Harper. Deep slot. Hetzinger, he fires. Tip in front. Knocked in. It very well may have been Hutchins that tipped it in. 4-0 New Trier.
Harley Hutchins is going to get credit for the goal. Great shot by Hetzinger from the point. Good low shot that kind of got stopped out in front. Harley Hutchins, a recipient of a loose puck that all he had to do was tap it into the wide open 6x4. And as we talked about it, Bob Melton, who spoke so highly of his backup goaltender, is going to get an opportunity to get Burke into the game. And I think this is great because, you know, whether you win or lose this game, this is a defining moment for the seniors. A lot of these players are going to go on to college. Some kids will get an opportunity to play some type of further hockey, but a lot of these kids won't get the opportunity to play at the level that they've played right now. So for what's happened right now, Mark Ingram, the sophomore, is probably going to give away to Teague Burke, and I think this is a great show of sportsmanship by Bob Melton to realize the fact that this guy has deserved it. He's a senior. He's going to get the opportunity to go in. by no means is he showing up Fenwick by doing this. And I want to make that point. He is saying that he's not saying that we've got this game won. This is just giving respect to the backup goaltender, who is a senior and really is going to get an opportunity to play in this game. And I think it's a great thing.
Well, this applies to every high school sport, Troy. When you're a senior in high school and you're on a team, very likely for most kids, this is the last chance you get to throw on a uniform and play in a game that really and truly matters. Now, you may go on and play club in college,
right, exactly.
or you may play rec league when you get older, but it's never the same.
Yeah.
And this is it for Burke. This is the last time he'll get a chance to do this, and he'll get a chance to step on the ice and play at the United Center as New Trier tries to finish off this last 7:07 and claim the Blackhawk Cup in the Illinois High School Hockey Championship.
And you're not really going down a lot. I mean,
no.
Burke has played great. Bob Melton stressed that. I mean, this isn't something he went with a hot hand right off the bat, tested by a long shot, and you can just hear by the response of the Trevian fans that they appreciate the fact that Burke is getting the opportunity to play in this game. And Melton had stressed the fact that he has been solid all season long every time that he has gone in, but he went with a hot hand of Mark Ingram. And at the other end, I think this is a great show for Dave Cromer.
So we get
Sal Calise is going to get an opportunity at the other end to go for the last 7 minutes of this game and get the opportunity as the same chance at his end of the ice as Burke is going to get to New Trier.
Now, Burke and Ingram, they basically alternated throughout the season.
Yeah.
And then, as you see oftentimes in other levels of hockey, coach will alternate, and then when you get down to the playoffs, they'll decide, all right, I'm going to go with the hot guy.
And it wasn't a slight on Burke at all. And I think at the other end, Andy Sunt, who's allowed 4 goals, really not fault, has put in a great game and allowed Fenwick to stay in this game for a lot of it.
Well, since coming into the game, Burke has gotten a lot of action. He's already made 3 saves with 6.5 left. Nearly a turnover at the blue line, and now backtracking for Fenwick is Ryan Glazer. Throws it out to the neutral zone. And both coaches now taking an opportunity to get a lot of guys off of the bench. As you see Tony Salazar, who hasn't played a lot, but he was a key in their semifinal victory. Keys puts it in behind the net, and that one rolled around to the near side by Hansen. And then the Trevian's able to clear the zone. Be a long, slow skate back into the other end for Luca and the rest of the Fenwick Friars.
Just by putting these 2 goaltenders in, I really think shows a lot that, you know what, sometimes it's not all about the game itself. It's about what these kids have put in, the dedication that they've showed towards their program. Give everybody an opportunity to step, as you said, onto the United Center ice and show the people what they've accomplished in their careers at high school.
Well, when I get a second, I'll tell you a story about the guy that I learned from about even if you don't play, you can still be a key member of the team. I'm going to have a chance to tell it now. I always wondered about how guys felt if they played on a Stanley Cup championship team and they didn't get a chance to play a lot in the playoffs. And I remember thinking, well, you know, how can you feel like you're really a part of it? And that was until one day you were explaining to me your role with the Colorado Avalanche when the Avalanche won the Cup in '96, and the way you talked about being part of that team and going through the process of winning a Stanley Cup. And I could tell by the way you talked that you felt just as much a part of it as any of the guys who played every game during the playoffs. And that's when I came to the realization that, you know, when you're on a team and you go to practice every day and you get in there and you sweat and you work with the guys, that just because you may not get a big chance to play in the games or suit up all the time doesn't mean you don't feel as much a part of the championship. So I thank you for teaching me that.
Well, you know what, it is, and it's a good point that, you know, guys like Joe Sack and Peter Forsberg was my roommate on the road. We're going to get an opportunity. Alec Hansen down the boards here. He's going to touch it up before it goes icing. But really, you know, the superstars of the team are the guys that are really the best guys that say, you know what, Troy, you know, you've done your job. This is great, and make you feel important. And I think that's so important that you have to make all these kids feel important and part of the program.
4:59 remaining in the third. New Trier leads at 4-0 over Fenwick.
During a Blackhawk game, the players do whatever they have to do to ruffle a few feathers on the ice. There's another member of the Blackhawk team that loves to ruffle a few feathers of his own, Tommy Hawk. At a Blackhawks game, Tommy gives it his all to entertain fans and enchant the kids. Kids of all ages delight when Tommy's around. Tommy has no problem going where the party is. Several organizations request Tommy to come out to their meetings and parties throughout the year, and Tommy's not one to turn down an invitation. If you would like Tommy to come out and be a part of your function, call the Blackhawks at 312-455-7000.
Tons of Toyota trucks, hundreds of choices. Toyota's nationwide spring sales event with thousands of amazing values. Now choose 0% financing for 36 months on Tundra or 4Runner. Or get up to $1,500 customer cash on Tundra or $900 on 4Runner. Or get great leases. And check out Tacoma. It's Motor Trend's 2005 Truck of the Year. Toyota's nationwide spring sales event. Quality, selection, value. Now that's moving you forward.
Hi, I'm Dale Talon of the Chicago Blackhawks. Hockey is a game of discipline. If you or someone you know are unsure where discipline ends and abuse begins, call the Child Help USA National Child Abuse Hotline. Free professional counseling is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 1-800-4-CHILD. That's 1-800-422-4453. Help the Blackhawks, the Amateur Hockey Association of Illinois, and Child Help USA make a save.
It's going to turn out to be a bit of a disappointment for the Fenwick fans, but they've had a great run. State championships, 2 years running coming into this year. And it looks like they will be unseated by the Trevians of New Trier Green. 4-0, New Trier leading. 4:59 remaining in the third period. Jim Blaney along with Troy Murray. Got a little retro look to the ice, Troy, without the ads, without the Indian head in the middle. Kind of takes you back to your playing days, doesn't it?
Some of the pictures that I have up in my office there's nothing on the boards, there's nothing on the ice. It's the generic NHL that I knew.
And it looked so strange. It looked strange when all the ads first went up, and now that they're not there, it looks a little odd too. Burke handles it behind the net, and the Trevians, when in doubt, they're just going to fire at the length of the ice. They avoid the icing call on that one. Difference in the game, really, Troy, I think, was the fact that New Trier came out very physical. They were not afraid to be physical with a bigger Fenwick team, and it really kind of turned the tide of the game. Shakeen carries it up ice, had it knocked off his stick back out to the neutral zone, and the Friars again try to clear. What the Friars want to do now, get one. Get one, and then, you get one, try and get a second one. You never know what's going to happen, but they would at least like to get one on the board. And again, the Trevians sent it the length of the ice with 3:55 remaining now. Turnover in the neutral zone. Rajpal, who had one of the key plays of the game on the shorthanded goal, and he's able to fire it on net. And that one covered up, and we'll get a stoppage with 3:43 left in the power, and 43 seconds left in the power play.
South Place getting an opportunity to see some rubber. Rajpal walking in on his offhand. Didn't probably get the shot as high as he wanted to. Kalise going down into the butterfly. The top corner is always open with the butterfly goaltender. But Kalise did a nice job of keeping his glove hand up and making the save.
Rajpal, a member of what is not a very well-populated club. He's a hockey player who's also a Sikh. He's from Canada, and his parents of Indian descent. And Rajpal will hold it in here. He and Hansen, the main penalty killers for New Trier. They've done a spectacular job in this game, and they're at it again. 20 seconds remaining on the power play. Back to the blue line, Salazar. Try and track it down in the corner. It's picked up by Addison, and then Addison knocked down by Salazar. Backhand chance. Burke makes the save, and very calmly handles the rebound as well, and then we get a little pushing and shoving after the whistle.
Tempers usually flare late in the game. Fenwick very frustrated in the results of the game so far. Burke making a nice save, making his presence felt. And I'm sure that he's pretty happy about the fact that he's in there and making some saves, and you're actually getting an opportunity to see some of the Fenwick players that haven't had a lot of ice time during the game. Now the top players for Fenwick, who have certainly deserved to get the team to this point, take a well-deserved rest.
Penalty has expired, so the teams will go back to equal strength. And we got a little dust up in the corner, and now we'll get a whistle. And Matt Young comes in, and this is what happens in a game like this. You come in wanting to win a championship, and just nothing goes your way, and that's the case with Fenwick Friars today. And eventually it boils over. That's Ryan Shearer up along the boards, and he was tied up with Kyle Brown. Again, we want to mention Kyle Brown, 21 goals on the year. And then due to some injuries and some needs along the blue line, he got sent back to defense prior to the semifinal game, and he had a very good game in the semis. He's had a very good game in this one.
It was actually Nick Powers who's going to end up in the penalty box for Fenwick.
And
Kyle Brown for New Trier. And with a score like this, 4-0, you basically know with under 3 minutes to go that New Trier is going to win this one. So hopefully, a lot of times you see that tempers will get the best of you. I know that Fenwick is very frustrated and want to take a piece out of a Trevian if they can, but hope for calmer heads prevail, because this is a showmanship of some great hockey. Both these teams certainly don't have anything to hang their heads about. New Trier is going to go away more than likely the state champs, but Fenwick's had a great season. They've come a long way, and they've been an underdog in certain situations, got themselves into this final game, and certainly have played well. I think you can't really say that they've played poorly. I think, Jim, you give the credit to New Trier.
Yeah, I think it's because they were very, very aggressive in the early part of the game. And let's face it, going up against some bigger Fenwick players, New Trier got the worst part of a lot of those early hits, but they kept doing it, and I think they really set the tone for the game. And when New Trier finishes this thing off, this will also be their third victory in 3 tries over Fenwick this year. So, and remember, the high school hockey teams, especially the quality programs such as Fenwick, New Trier Green, they play each other a lot. Break for McBride. Can he get the hat trick? No. Big stop at the other end, and McBride thought, oh boy, I was that close to getting the hat trick.
You can't ask for a better opportunity to get your hat trick than a breakaway late in the third period. Mike McBride picked up the puck in the neutral zone, went in, made a nifty little move, went to his forehand, but Talise, a very nice save, held his ground, went across the crease, threw his pad down, the butterfly position again, covered it up. There was some good follow-up play by the Trevians to try and slam in the rebound.
The one thing I don't understand about what we've seen the last few games, Troy, is at the beginning of the game when the guys come out, there's a shot and a stop, loose puck, and another stop, is when the guys come out for the game, they all skate over the bench and they throw those $200 composite sticks into the bench. So I just haven't figured that out quite yet.
My kid gets the 1999 wood special.
And they work just as well, don't they, at that level?
Well. And better. I think the kids at that age should have the feel of a wood stick. It's tough enough for the pros to play with these composite sticks now. I mean, they're getting them better and better all the time, but I really believe that a wood stick through and through has the better feel, and even though it is a little bit heavier, I think these kids can.
Well, for the guys who can really fire it, they say that it's like, you know, playing with a regular shaft in golf. It's a little bit too whippy. It's hard to control. There's a shot, another stop. And right now, just a little bit of a shooting gallery for everybody as we get down to the end of this one. 1:41 remaining in the third period. The Fenwick Friars, they've played on the United Center ice a lot in recent years, and most of the time they have been successful. That will not be the case today. Malmstrom will take the draw against Fernari. Fenwick able to control for the moment, and we'll get another whistle. So New Trier won championships 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. And then they had a couple of years where not only did they not win, but they didn't get to this game. So, especially for the seniors for New Trier, their first chance to get back since they were freshmen. Fernari tied up in the corner. Malmstrom takes a look at it. And the New Trier Trevians willing to just tie up the puck and let the clock run. Malmstrom will go back, centering pass in front, score. Pretty pass out of the corner and a marvelous finish. In front all by himself was Nick Edwards. 5-0 New Trier. So at a time when New Trier may have been content just to hang on to the puck, they dig it out of the corner and throw it cross ice, and coming in the backside was Edwards for the goal. And the New Trier fans now will really start to celebrate because they know that it's over with. And they will claim the 2005 Blackhawk Cup. 5 goals for New Trier today, 2 by McBride. He will turn out to be the leading scorer, and he will also be the MVP of the game. Hetzinger throws it over to the far side. Held in, final minute. 1 minute to go until New Trier returns to the throne of Illinois high school hockey. Salazar will go and track it down. 50 seconds remaining. Hutchins trying just to maintain possession. Salazar will take it out the other side. He'll take a look up the boards and he'll send it back out to the neutral zone. Picked off by the Friars. Pezza knocked off the puck. Rajpal trying to put out of the neutral zone. He did. 29 seconds remaining. All the way back at the blue line. Niaz for Fenwick. Salazar throws it back to center ice, and that will be flipped in down below the goal line. They'll wave off the icing. Mazer picks it up for Fenwick. Had it knocked away. 11 seconds remaining. Out of the corner centering pass. That was broken up. In front, shot, and stopped, and we'll get a whistle with 4.3 remaining. Tough one for Fenwick, and has happened so many times for the Friars during the course of previous Blackhawk Cups. They pretty much rolled their way through all the way to the semifinals. They had a little bit of a stiff test from Glenbrook North the other night, but they basically used their size to knock a much smaller Glenbrook North team right out of the tournament. Friars control the draw, and that's going to do it. The New Trier Green Trevians, they are back on top. They win the 2005 Blackhawk Cup. The Trevians win at 5-0. They all get some ice time. Everybody gets into the game. So truly a team championship for the Trevians in 2005. And in a moment, they will receive the Blackhawk Cup, which is emblematic of high school hockey supremacy in the state of Illinois. Our final score, New Trier Green 5, Fenwick 0. We're back with the trophy presentation right after this.
Kia of Waukegan's got skills. We're saving you money with Lion Size deals.
Get a loaded 05 Rio for only $11,660. Save nearly $4,000.
Spring training reports on Sports Night, presented by United, every night only on Comcast.
My name is Steve Corsi. I'm a lawyer, and for 20 years I've been helping people receive the Social Security benefits they deserve. Anyone who can't work due to a medical problem can apply for benefits from the Social Security Administration. If you are denied benefits, you have the right to appeal. Having an experienced lawyer on your side can help you win your case. Call the law office of Stephen Corsi today for more information or to discuss your claim. Let us help you receive the benefits you deserve.
To design a car online, just go to vhix.com.
I like a convertible.
What about a coupe? You can select features.
You like blue? I like blue.
Add options.
Check out the CD changer.
Change options.
You don't need a CD changer.
Then search inventories to find it in stock.
Do you mind?
All that's left? Deciding who will drive it. vhix.com. Roadmap to the automotive world.
This spring, a new hope will emerge. A new set of voices will be heard. A new group of heroes will put on the uniform. And a new station will bring it all home to you. Comcast Sportsnet is the new home for Cubs baseball. 72 games, unprecedented coverage. Coming April 5th. Get your game on Comcast Sportsnet.
New Trier, a 5-0 winner over Fenwick in the Blackhawk Cup championship game. The Fenwick Friars receiving their awards for a great season where they finished second. But right now, let's go down on the ice. Troy Murray standing by with Bob Melton, the coach of the New Trier Trevians. Troy?
Bob, congratulations. I know that you wanted to get back into this spot. You talked about how much pride and history that your team has after 2 years' absence. How good does this feel compared to the years in the past?
Oh, this feels great. You know, we had so much success for those 5 years, and we had some great teams the last 2 years, but we lost the great teams. And, you know, to get here now and to play as well as we did today, I'm just so excited. It was a great game.
You mentioned before the game that you thought your speed could really kind of overcome some of the size that Fenwick has on their defense. I mean, I thought that when you guys started the game, you really set the tone physically and with speed inside Fenwick's zone and really never let them regroup.
Yeah, even though we were a little bit outsized today, I thought our speed was terrific. You know, Dave Cromer's a great coach, kind of threw us a curveball. He was starting to fly guys at second period. Took us a while to adjust to that, but once we did that, the third period, we went back to our speed game, and you know, again, speed kills, and our kids just kept working, and it was great.
I know that both teams got to be happy to get to that point. You're obviously going home the winner, which makes it all that much better. Is it special for some of the seniors that have not been here for the last couple of seasons to make this opportunity and make the most of it?
Absolutely. You know, it's so cool. You know, even like in September when we're doing tryouts, we talk about our ultimate goal is to get to the United Center, because I've been fortunate enough to have been here before, and I know what a feeling it is, and I want that for my team, and especially the last few shifts of the game. We had all seniors on the ice, and especially for me to get Ty Birkin. Ty is a bigger part of this year as Mark. We kind of went with Mark towards the end, but to get Ty in that game, and it's a credit to our kids to get enough lead where we can make that switch. I was so happy for Ty.
You know, Jim and I were talking about, because you did mention that before the game, that you did want to get Burke in, and I thought, you know, after the fourth goal, it was a great opportunity. And it's not really the fact that you're not showing up Fenwick in any means. If they switch their goaltender, it's just to honor the guys that have put in their time during the program to be a senior and have the opportunity to step on the ice here. Does it mean that much as a coach to have that opportunity to give it to the kids and give something back to them?
Well, absolutely, because, you know, I still see these guys like Peter Cecil, my assistant coach. You know, he's coming back now to coach for me. And so I think it's important because, you know, I want to have relationships with these guys, and I know how much it means to be a senior. Most of these guys, this is probably the last biggest competitive game they're going to play. Sure, they're going to play a little men's league or maybe some club, but this is it for them. And so, again, for them to experience this, to get them opportunities to succeed is what we try to do.
Well, thanks for stopping by, Bob. Congratulations, and get back there and enjoy it with your team.
Thank you very much.
Bob Melton, the head coach of the New Trier Trevians, the Blackhawk Cup state champions for 2005.
Active trader? You've come to the right place. TD Waterhouse Trade Central. Customize it to fit your style. Choose your tools. Arrange them your way. Save your views. Trade advanced options. Get one-click order entry. Ready to pull the trigger? Trade from any tool. Trades are a flat $9.95. No limit order fees. Unlimited shares. Make it your place. TD Waterhouse Trade Central. Open an account and get a month of free trades.
Comcast Sportsnet, finally a station built for you, the Chicago sports fan. We cover the teams you care about. We're more than just a headline and a soundbite. Comcast Sportsnet gives you what you want when you want it. Mornings kickstart your day with sports rise. Nightly at 6:30, 10, and midnight, Sports Night has news, scores, highlights, and more. Add in lively discussions on Chicago Tribune Live, the most games anywhere, and the strongest post-game coverage around, and only one question is left. Are you fan enough? Sometimes a change will do you good. The Southsiders are back for another season, and they're doing things a little differently in 2005. More speed, more defense.
Aaron, yes!
Better pitching.
He gone. He gone.
A new era in Ozzie ball begins.
You can put it in. Yes!
Catch the most games anywhere starting April 4th on the new home for White Sox baseball, Comcast Sportsnet.
Yes!
So the Fenwick Friars, as we mentioned, a great season, but as Troy had gotten from Bob Melton, New Trier set this as a goal at the start of the year, and only one team walks off with the championship at the end of the year, and one of the reasons why New Trier is going off with the championship is because of Mike McBride, and he's standing by with Troy. Troy?
Thanks, Jim. Mike McBride, 2 goals to start the game for the New Trier team. You had to be pretty pumped about the fact that you came out and scored the first 2 goals of the game. How does it feel right now?
It feels great. I mean, I missed that breakaway at the end, but that doesn't really matter. I was just glad when the final buzzer sounded and we had a state championship.
Can you believe it? I mean, your team has worked so hard to get to this point. You finally realize you're the state champ for the Blackhawk Cup. You did score your 2 goals, and I know that you wanted to get that last one on the breakaway, but you got to be pretty proud of the way that your team has played this season to get this far.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everyone on this team is just as responsible for this as I am. I mean, everyone worked, as hard as they could, and I couldn't be happier with what our team did, and I'm just glad that we came out with a win down the season.
Is this the biggest moment of your hockey career so far?
Yeah, definitely. I've never, done anything more exciting or better than this. I mean, this is amazing.
Well, Mike, congratulations. A great game. 2 goals for the New Trier Trevians. Congratulations. Go enjoy the cup. Mike McBride, the MVP of the game. 2 goals for the New Trier Trevians. Jim, back up to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, directors, attention to center ice. Introduce Mr. Michael Schwass. Mike is a hockey player that was injured in 1975. The Most Valuable Player of the Game award is awarded in his honor each year. This year, the 2005 Blackhawk Cup High School Most Valuable Player is awarded, scoring 2 goals in tonight's game from New Trier, number 29, Mike McBride. Ladies and gentlemen, your champions, the New Trier Trevians.
And Mike McBride now enjoying the spoils of winning that MVP trophy for scoring 2 goals in the game. And now the New Trier Trevians will receive their individual awards for winning the Blackhawk Cup. And meanwhile, at the other blue line, the Fenwick Friars, they're getting their team photo. And one of the things that happens in this case is you're disappointed with a second-place finish, but as the years roll on, it gets a lot more satisfying. And remember the fact that if you're a senior for Fenwick, you're going to go out of here after your high school career with 2 state championships in a second. That's not too bad. And let's go back down to Troy. He is standing by with Mark Ingram, who did such a great job in the nets for New Trier. Troy?
I'm here with Mark Ingram. Mark, you played a solid game, and I know that Fenwick really didn't get a lot of great scoring opportunities, but you answered the bell. How proud of your performance here this afternoon?
Well, I'm very proud of my performance, but more importantly, I'm really proud of our whole team because, I mean, as you said before, I didn't see many shots, and so that's due to them. I mean, that's due to their hard work and their talent, and I think these guys are great. So, I mean, I couldn't ask for a better team to be on.
I know you're only a sophomore and you've got some time left, and it was a great gesture by Bob Melton to put Burke in the last couple of minutes of the game. Has he been kind of a mentor to you as a senior, and has he helped you out in a lot of ways?
Oh, yeah. He's been a mentor for our whole team. Every day in the locker room, he's the one leading the discussions about what we should do to improve ourselves. Before every game, he's pumping us up. He was really the heart and soul of our team this year.
Were you guys nervous inside the locker room? This is maybe a little bit bigger of a Fenwick team than you guys, but you guys probably have a little bit more speed. What did you guys try to establish early in the game?
Well, we wanted to come out roaring. We knew they would. That was all part of their plan. But I think we knew we had more speed than them, so we just wanted to beat them around the sides and score a lot of goals.
All right, Mark, congratulations. Go join the celebration. State champion goaltender Mark Ingram. Great job. Jim, back up to you.
All right, Troy, thank you very much. And one of the things that has been added into the festivities for this year's Blackhawk Cup is Dennis Savard and Brian Sutter from the Blackhawks coaching staff are on the ice congratulating each one of the players as they come by. So there's always a silver lining in a black cloud, and that's, I guess, the fact that these guys get a chance to meet the coaches of the Blackhawks who would normally be out of town on this weekend because the United Center being unavailable, because the Wirtz family and the Blackhawk organization is so generous in donating the use of the United Center to A-High for the championship game of the Blackhawk Cup. Mike McBride, of course, walks out of here with a lot of hardware, MVP trophy, an individual award, and also we'll get to see the banner hanging in the rink for New Trier, celebrating their state championship. And Taj Rashpal, who had such a great game, was such a key part of this in killing the penalties and getting the turnover that led the goal to 3-0. Mike Malmstrom, pretty good-sized kid, won a lot of face-offs all year long for New Trier Green. Tony Salazar got a lot of ice time later in the game, provided a lot of depth for this New Trier team. Travis Hetzinger, I guess what you would call, plays in the A group of blue liners for New Trier Green. He had an outstanding game, was very patient with the puck, didn't make any mistakes in his own zone. And then the last guy to get his individual award is Travis Hansen. He and Rajpal just did a great job of killing off penalties in this game. So they've given out all the individual awards now. And it will be time for the Trevians to pick up the big piece of hardware now. And Ingram didn't give up any goals in his time in the net today. And Ty Burke now will go and get his individual award. And played a lot of minutes this year. Didn't get the call in the playoffs, but in the end, he was the guy on the ice when New Trier Green won the state championship. And in case you're wondering, the trophy always goes to the captain, and Ben Talbot is the captain, number 24, and an outstanding season by Talbot. 38 goals in the season, and had a huge year, which is exactly what you want your captain to do when it comes time to lead a team to a championship. And that's exactly what Talbot did today. Guys getting a little antsy down there. They want the big prize. And here comes Talbot and the rest of the assistant captains for New Trier, and this is what they've been waiting for. And now it's time for the Trevians to celebrate as they get the prize, the 2005 Blackhawk Cup. And Jarrett Nyes was the one who hoisted it up, and he had the huge goal in the semifinal victory over Glenbrook South. Let's go back down to ice level. Troy is standing by with David Cromer, the head coach of the Fenwick Friars. Troy?
Dave, I know you'd rather be celebrating, but you got to be pretty happy with the season that you guys had. You just came up a little bit short, but still you got to be pretty proud of what your team performed this year.
Absolutely. We had a nice year. Unfortunately, we didn't bring our best game tonight, and New Trier, give them a lot of credit. They make you play poorly. They kept us in our end, and we made a couple bad mistakes that got them some confidence, and if we don't have confidence, we don't play very well. But I'm real proud of our team and our program, and to be able to come down here 4 years in a row is really a tribute to our program.
I think it is very special. I mean, you've got a great program. You've done a wonderful job. What's in store for the team next year?
Well, we have a really solid nucleus. Obviously, we're losing a lot of experience with Mazer and Sunt and a couple of the other guys. But, you know, we like what we've done. We have a lot of kids coming in. We'll be young again. And we don't have to try to be this year's team. We'll have to be next year's team, and we'll see what our chances are. But I like what we got.
Well, Dave, I know you want to get in and have an opportunity to talk to you guys. Congratulations on a great season, even though it came up a little short.
All right, thank you much.
Dave Cromer, the head coach of the Fenwick Friars. Jim, back up to you.
All right, Troy, thank you very much. So New Trier Green, a winner in this 2005 Blackhawk Cup Championship game. They win it by a final score of 5-0 over the Fenwick Friars. Congratulations to New Trier Green, the Illinois State High School hockey champs. Thank you for joining us on Comcast Sportsnet. Good night from the United Center.
Today's Blackhawk Cup game has been brought to you by Hinkley Springs, the official bottled water of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Tom Collins presents the all-new edition of John Hancock Champions on Ice, featuring all your favorite Olympic and world champions. Michelle Kwan, Sasha Cohen, Elvis Stoico, Timothy Gable, Johnny Weir, and more. Plus incredible acrobatics, breathtaking displays that'll leave you on the edge of your seat. Plus the lights, the music. This ain't your mama's ice show. This is John Hancock Champions on Ice.
Wrap yourself in sheer luxury and unshakable confidence while the stars look on in envy. The 2005 Jaguar X-Type, the only cure for temptation is to surrender to it. Can you resist? Allow your Jaguar dealer to indulge you in the most exquisite sales experience in the industry.
Today, Paul Konerko leads the White Sox into another Cactus League matchup against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. White Sox Angels today at 2. Get your game on the new home of the White Sox, Comcast Sportsnet.
Yesterday in Tucson, Mark Burley and the Sox shut down Kansas City en route to their 8th win in the last 10 games. And today, 21-year-old right-hander Brandon McCarthy looks to do the same against Mike Scioscia's Angels. It's White Sox baseball next on Comcast Sportsnet. We are coming to you from Tempe Diablo Stadium, where this afternoon Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Paul Konerko, Scott Pasednik, and the Sox as they get set to bump heads with Vladimir Guerrero, Garrett Anderson, and Mike Scioscia's Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With DJ Darren Jackson, I'm Ken Harrell, as we get set to bring you today's game on a beautiful afternoon here in the Phoenix area. Sox coming in at 10-8. Yesterday, Mark Burley was just beautiful against Kansas City, when he was 18 up and 18 down, 6 perfect innings. But this afternoon, our fans are going to have a chance to see this 21-year-old, 6'7" right-hander, Brandon McCarthy.
Well, the way I've looked at it, most people are looking at this being an education for Brandon McCarthy through spring training, but the only thing that's been educated is us, the broadcasters, the fans, the coaching staff. Here's a kid that had a lot of confidence coming in, and he's proven that he can back it up. He's 3-0 this spring, been pinpoint almost every inning that he's been out there. Don't look for anything to change. He's going after the Angels once again.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. Brandon McCarthy on the bump, and DJ will be back with the rest of the starting lineups.
American Revolution drives into March, and we're bringing our A-game with the Chevy NCAA March Madness event. Leave your checkbook at home and take advantage of 0 down payment, 0 due-it signing, and 0 security deposit on this great offer. Qualified lessees can lease an 05 Trailblazer 4-wheel drive LS for around $325 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for lease details. Big deals for the big dance. Hurry, ends March 31st. See your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers.
Chicagoans love their pizza. That's why you come to Giordano's. Some for 30 years now. We use only the finest ingredients to make Giordano's famous stuffed pizza, our equally famous thin crust pizza. Plus salads, pastas, sandwiches, and more. Come on into Giordano's and celebrate 30 great years with us. Giordano's famous stuffed pizza. We made it good. You made it famous.
You woke it up. Who? Him.
5:30, 6:30, whatever you say. Right on the money. That would be excellent. Absolutely.
Okay, I think your turn is up.
But this is the only place I can get a good signal on my cell phone.
Mister,
Jerry.
don't make me come up there.
Jerry, I think I'm going to lose you.
Need a better network? Switch to U.S. Cellular and take our Best Network Challenge for 30 days. Then you'll be sure it's the best network for you. It's one more way we connect with you. U.S. Cellular.
Welcome back to Tempe Diablo Stadium in Tempe, Arizona, where the Anaheim Angels are hosting your White Sox on the, Kelvin Escobar has charged that mound, so that means it will be time right now to go ahead and bring to you Ozzie Guillen's batting order, brought to you by Southwest. Top of the order, Speedy Scott Pasednik, followed by Tadahito Iguchi. Ross Claude bats third today as a designated hitter. Paul Konerko, he's at first base. Then you get to Timo Perez, Joe Creedy, Ryan Sweeney, Jamie Burke does the catching, and Wilson Alvarez at shortstop. Kelvin Escobar this spring is 0-1 and 13.5 earned run average, just 2 innings pitched. Escobar, the team is very familiar with Escobar. They have seen him over the years with Toronto and now with these Angels. Last season, Escobar was 11-12 with Anaheim, but he had a nice 3.93 earned run average. You see the conditions today, 71 degrees. Forecast is sunny, so it's a nice day here in Tempe. Our umpires today, Paul Schreiber. He is at home plate and around the bases, Darrell Cousins, Mike Winters, and Bob Davidson. Well, the Sox come in with a 10-8 record after a slow start. They have been playing some baseball, whereas Anaheim, they've been leading everything down here for a while. They are 12-7 in the Cactus League. That's enough for me as we're ready for that first hitter. I'm also ready for my partner, Ken the Hawk Harrelson.
All right, DJ, thank you. And indeed, once again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. So happy you can join us. And as we said before, we're going to have every game for the rest of the spring, with the exception of the 27th, coming your way right here over Comcast Sportsnet. So here we go with Scott Pasednik. Scotty hitting .407 on the spring, as he takes first pitch strike from the 28-year-old hard-throwing right-hander Kelvin Escobar. Now outfield spread out slightly to the left as there's a breaking ball strike. And the count 0-2. Last year with Milwaukee, Scotty a .244 hitter, 12 homers, 39 knocked in, but he stole 70 bases. Sox have won 8 out of the last 10. There's a chopper, and that's foul.
Boy, you talk about a very important key to success for the Sox this year. We're looking at him right there on your screen, Scott Pasednik. If he is healthy and improves upon that .244 batting average, gets it up somewhere, I'd say in the .280 range, look out. He's going to score himself a ton of runs. The guys behind him hoping to drive him in with consistency.
As a chopper, 2 hopper. Shortstop, Eric Ivar. Well, you know, Scotty was our guest in the booth yesterday, and we were talking about that 244 average and still being able to steal 70 bases. I'd like to check. In fact, we'll start with
number 15, Adahito Iguchi.
Bob Bechtel and Scott Reifert, Pat O'Connell and our guys, and get them to check up and see what's the most stolen bases for the lowest batting average. That's got to be close.
It's got to be up there, no question.
Yeah. I mean, everybody in the ballpark knows, you know, when you get a 244 average and you steal 70 bases, everybody in the ballpark knows you're going.
Well, generally, somebody stealing 70 bases or more, they're close to a 300 hitter.
Yeah. Kadahito fouls that one out of play. And a count 1-1. Kadahito hitting a 276 on the spring. Last year for Fukuoka, hit 333, 24 homers, and knocked in 89, along with 18 stolen bases. Hit him on the fist. Good pitch. Pops him up. Erstad coming on. Now it's Benji Molina. Benji Molina, one of the most underrated players in the American League.
Not by the opponents.
No.
Just by those that kind of just sit back and watch the game. You really wouldn't know him that well, but you don't want to come to the bat with a big RBI out there, and he's great behind the plate.
He is a good player. Here's Ross Lode, our DH. Ross last year hit 321, 7 homers, dove in 44. Good rip. And here at Tempe Diablo Stadium, 340 down the left field line, 360 down the right field line, and 420 straightaway center. It's a big ballpark. A lot of real estate out there. Watch out.
Always very effective for a pitcher, too. Make a hitter move his feet a little bit.
Two and one. Joey Cora, the coach at third. Tim Raines, the coach at first. And Paul Konerko on deck.
Ross Lode finished the season with a 16-game hitting streak, which will carry over to the next season, which is always a strange thing to me. Those streaks keep going the next year.
Big hack, no contact. SRO. Standing room only here at Tempe this afternoon.
Oh, yeah. Also a very good restaurant in the South Loop. Tommy and the boys. Oh, yes. SRO.
1-2-3 inning for Escobar. After happening in play, it's the Sox nothing, and the Halos coming to bat.
This is my city, the second city, the Windy City. I'm a thrill seeker and a soul searcher. Life is good, especially in my Ford Escape. It's perfect for my busy schedule. Parallel parking, avoiding traffic, and renegade pedestrians. My Escape is a 100% SUV with tons of room, a 6-disc MP3 player, plus the power and handling I need, and it's still fuel efficient. Hey, my Escape has it all.
Get 0% financing or $2,000 cash back, plus $1,000 Ford credit bonus cash on Ford Escape. Built for Chicago. Built for the...
Century Tile has Chicagoland's largest flooring selection with over 10,000 styles and patterns, all in stock, so you don't have to wait. And we guarantee Chicagoland's lowest prices. So what could be better? How about professional installation? So if you need a new floor, there's just one choice to make. When you think of tile, think Century Tile.
See Century for DuPont Master Life Carpet by Mohawk, the premier performance carpet. More durable even after repeated cleanings. DuPont Master Life stays beautiful year after year.
Buying a new home? Shopping for a mortgage? When you're comparing two good mortgage companies, how do you choose? Pick the mortgage company that offers the lowest rate and fees. At Guaranteed Rate, our low rates have turned the mortgage industry upside down. Visit our website where we post a true rate and fee comparison of 10 leading lenders. And if we're not the lowest, we'll pay you $500. Call us at 866-934-RATE. That's 866-934-RATE. Guaranteed Rate. Lowest rate, guaranteed.
Covering the bases presented by Bank of America. Thursdays at 7, only on Comcast Sportsnet.
We're here in the bottom of the first with no score, and time to take a look at Mike Socha's batting order, brought to you by Southwest. Erstad, Devannon, and Guerrero. Anderson, Quinlan, and Molina. Sorensen, Ibar, and Figgins. On the mound, big
Brandon McCarthy, 3-0 spring, no runs allowed in his 10-plus innings of work he has been dealing, has Brandon, and he's ready to go after these Angels for the second time in a week.
So here's the 30-year-old first baseman, outfielder, all-purpose player, Darren Erstad. Last year hit .295, 7 homers, and 69 for the Halos, and stole 16 out of 17 bases. Angels hitting at .287 on the spring with that 12-7 mark. They have a 3.914 ERA, and they have 26 stolen bases. Last year the Halos stole 143. High into short left field. Ryan Sweeney coming on. 20-year-old youngster makes the catch. 1 down. All our fans out there watching, that young number 76 right there, going to be one heck of a player.
Yes, he is. Last year he was voted in the minor leagues for the Sox the best hitting prospect. Ryan Sweeney.
Here's Jeff Devaney. Jeff last year hit .277, 7 homers, knocked in 34. Another all-purpose player. As we talked in our telecast on the 15th with these Halos, this is a deep ball club. Maybe the deepest in the American League. They have a lot of depth, and it is a good ball club.
And they are a team that's made a lot of changes from spring training last year to spring training this year. Lots of players gone, a lot in.
There's a strike.
Some of the more popular Angels gone are David Eckstein, Troy Glaus, Troy Percival, and Ben Weber. Lots of guys gone.
Well, you know, we talk about the 3 ingredients for being a successful operation. You got to have a good owner. They've got one, and it's Artie Moreno. You got to have a good GM. They've got one in Bill Stoneman. And you got to have a good manager, and they've got one in Mike Socha. So a full count. Yeah, this is a good ball club. Make no mistake about it. The ball hit hard in the right. Timo is right there, playing him perfectly.
Well, here's a guy that doesn't matter what league he's playing in, he's going to show you he's one of the best in the business as the American League reigning MVP.
Guerrero, last year, 337, 39 long ones, 126 knocked in.
And this is one of those hitters also, if you're Brandon McCarthy, you don't try and just make perfect pitch after perfect pitch. Guerrero can hit the outside, down and away, up and away, down and in, up and in, down the middle. You just pretty much got to hope you throw a good pitch and let him get himself out, because he knows no strike zone.
Well, we're watching him take BP today. And as we mentioned, this is a big ballpark. But for Vladimir Guerrero, I don't care where you're talking about. Right, center, left center. He can shorten you up in a hurry. Watch out. Right line drive right to Tahlil. 1-2-3 inning, a hard 1-2-3 inning for Brandon McCarthy, and after 1, no score.
Spell simplicity.
Simplicity. F-E-L-D-C-O. Simplicity.
Close enough.
Call 866-4-FEL-DCO.
Replacing your old windows, siding, and doors is simple. Just call Feldco for top quality at a low factory direct price. Installed by polite, hard-working professionals.
Simplicity.
Feldco.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866-4-Feldco.
When you've been recognized by J.D. Power & Associates as the most dependable heavy-duty full-size pickup truck, there's no need to be bashful. GMC Sierra. Professional grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
All spring training long, turn to Sports Night on Comcast Sportsnet for in-depth reports. Our crew brings you the latest news and interviews straight from Mesa and Tucson. Spring training reports on Sports Night, presented by United, every night at 6:30, 10 and midnight, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Chicago sports fans, go to ComcastSportsNet.com for game times, sports schedules, breaking news, nightly show guest lineups, and daily topics. It's where you get to weigh in live. Get your game online at ComcastSportsNet.com.
Well, no score here in the top of the second, and the importance of defense is very evident here. Yes, Brandon McCarthy chucks and ducks, basically, but Iguchi, perfect placement. They knew where to play Guerrero.
It'll be Canerco, Perez, and Creedy to face Calvin Escobar. Escobar, 6'1", 230 pounds. There's an exploding bat. Zach Sorensen will throw him out.
Escobar has already shown he's going to try and get in on the hitters, and no problem here for Paulie. Ball just tailing in on it.
And you can gear up for spring training at WhiteSox.com. Shop WhiteSox.com for the widest selection of White Sox jerseys, caps, T-shirts, collectibles.